It's time for us to beat heart disease together. Make each heartbeat count, because every heart matters.
This month in Sports History Moment is brought to you by Discount Diesel Parts.
On November 23rd, 1984, Boston College quarterback Doug Flutie passes for 472 yards, including a game-ending 48-yard Hail Mary touchdown pass to end game and beating Miami 47-45. This moment not only became iconic for college football, but all sports, making it on top 10 lists for years to come.
Hi, folks. This is Big Al from Discount Diesel Parts. With over 70 years' experience, Interstate McBee is a leader in the heavy-duty diesel engine parts industry. And as an authorized dealer for over 20 years, we've been serving customers with those high-quality parts: gasket kits, water and oil pumps, turbos, fuel injectors, heads, in-frame kits, and at a great price, too. Reach us at discountdiesel.ca and know that Discount Diesel's got the parts to get it done.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
Obviously, everything worked out. Rapid front of the start, score. They played it in front, and Jamie Benn gets the goal. It's number 400 of his career. The captain gets the milestone here early in Edmonton.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
Colleen leaves the hack.
Yep, clean. Yep, all the way. All the way down, girl. All the way down.
And with this stone, let history record a milestone in women's curling. Colleen Jones and Team Canada with an unprecedented fourth consecutive Scott title. For family and friends across the country, it is a moment worth noting.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Checked off ballots. Going Chonik behind the net. Battle won by Yanmark. Up top, Emerson a shot. His first in the national. 20 years old. He'll never forget.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Saul 549, Wednesday, November the 26th, the Dallas debacle of monumental proportions as the Oilers get smoked last night again at Rogers Place by the tune of an 8-3 score, thanks to the Stars' dominance and the Oilers' incompetence. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Presented by Sports Select on your AM radio dial on Sports 1440 on your morning drive. Really appreciate you coming along for the ride this morning. You can also watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like and a subscription. We would really appreciate that. We're also on X, Facebook, even Instagram. As always, we are streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, even on sports1440.ca. If you miss any part of any show, it turns into the many, many podcasts that are out there. Just search them on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Subscribe, select the auto download there, and you will never miss a second of the show. Yeah, that was not pretty last night on the part of the Edmonton Oilers as they got absolutely humiliated and embarrassed again on home ice. This just 2 games after the Colorado Avalanche came in here and won 9-1. They lose 8-3. You listen to the leadership group after the game, and Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, and they basically said, we don't have any answers. That was the first thing kind of out of the mouth of Connor McDavid, out of Leon Draisaitl. But the answers are quite obvious when you look at it, because it's a simple answer, or answers, because it's get more engaged, be more committed, show a sense of urgency, pay the price, Be willing to go to the hard areas. Be willing to defend the hard areas. Show your will. Be attention to detail. Show awareness on the ice. You can go on and on and on about where the answers are. And the answers are within for each individual. Save Connor Clattenburg last night. We'll get to him in a moment. This game was over after 20 minutes after the Oilers were bullied out of their barn to the tune of 4-0. And if it wasn't over after 40 minutes, it was over after the Oilers failed to build on when Connor Clattenburg made it 4-1. And Connor Clattenburg was the only guy that came to play last night. That should have injected some life in the rest of the team. And for that not to happen, that is an indictment on the rest of the team. There's no way getting around that. And how is the goal scored? It's simple. You go in, you forecheck, you lay the body. He had more hits on that shift than the team had in the first period, for Pete's sake. You lay the body, go to the front of the net, go where it's supposed to be hard to defend, make the play, score the goal. Look at the emotion that he had. The building is back in it a little bit. It's still 4-1, but the game is in question. And then you just go, well, whatever, we'll just continue on the way we were playing. You know, when you look at Connor Clattenburg, I was thinking, well, what is this guy back in, you know, when he came to camp even last year and drafted and everything? Well, he's Kelly Buchberger. You can't get a better comparison than Kelly Buchberger, because if you take a shift off, if you're Kelly Buchberger back in 1988, 89, 90, if you took a shift off, you were going back to Cape Breton. Who knows? You might have been going somewhere else. Connor Clattenburg knows he's not taking a shift off here. And to be honest with you, if he takes a shift off in Bakersfield, he's probably going to Fort Wayne. But that's comes from within. And that's a sense of pride, conviction. And he showed that last night. And all of the rest of the older players, the leadership players, the group, looked at him and went, oh, that's outstanding. Why are we not following? Why are we following him? Could even be the biggest question. You know, last week I said, the word is out. The word is out. Go to the Oilers' front of the net. It's easy. It's fun. It's rent-free. It's free parking in Monopoly. Go there and hang out. You can pick up points. You can pick up goals. You're not even going to get a whack or a slash or anything. Go there. It's fun. Well, I have to admit I was sadly mistaken, because that wasn't the case last night. It was the blue paint. It's even condensed more than the front of the net and the home plate area that they say you have to defend so well. It was the blue paint last night. They had 4 goals. Dallas had 4 goals with the puck basically in the blue paint. I know one of them was on a 5-on-3, and it's Jason Robertson kind of doing the Zach Hyman thing. But it's the blue paint. That's supposed to be the area where you're most concerned with. Was the first goal. 400 goals by Jamie Benn. The 4th goal, 5th and 6th. Yes, the 2 were on power plays, the last 2. Had a co-host text me last night. He said to me, you could go to the Oilers' front of the net with a pair of flip-flops and swim trunks and stand in front. And that's where the team is right now, defensively. That's going to be a morning where our text line, 833-401-1440. Get them in, we'll get them on. And, of course, a lot of texts regarding what the score was last night, where it was. VD texts in, morning boys, good thing Rantanen and Harley weren't playing last night. Otherwise, the Oilers might have been embarrassed. Wait. And I said to him, you missed Labushkin and Duchesne. Just so many things in the third period where the team appeared to quit, pack it in. You don't have to go through all the goals. You saw them. it's difficult to watch. Difficult to watch. And after a long road trip, that first game back, well, stop it already with this stuff. The game, this team is 25 games in and still has not found its way. And even little things that you go, watching Matt Savoy go out and take the face off on a 5-on-3 and thinking, is that the best guy that you think should be out there? I know Nuge isn't in the game right now. He's in the press box. Adam Henrique's in the penalty box. I mean, they called a timeout. You would think that Leon Draisaitl would have been a guy that could win a face-off. There was 38 seconds on that 5-on-3. And they kill that off. If they were to kill that 5-on-3 off, who knows what happens? The game is still, they're still playing for it. But after the 2 goals on the power play, she was lights out. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne, who had to watch the game later, I guess, Duke? Because you had a game at 6:15?
Yeah, I basically treated it like an 8 o'clock start.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew what the score was as I moseyed my way home and got the game queued up on Sportsnet Plus. And I kind of thought to myself, is it worth it?
I don't know.
Is it worth to stay up, go through, the skipping the commercials, skip the intermissions? I did. I watched the whole game start to finish, just to really get the full impression, full understanding of just how poor the Oilers were. Once again, it feels like broken record, and this isn't the first time we've even said that. Saying it's a broken record is a broken record at this point. It's broken recordception that they were outclassed in essentially every single element of the game. And I'm with you, Kev. Like, I thought Connor Clattenburg showed up to work last night, but 17 other guys did not.
Clattenburg had 7 hits, played 13 minutes, was +1. Tomashek was +1 as well. Those were the only guys on the positive side of the ledger, and this is with 3 power play goals. I should say Brett Kulak and Ty Emerson were also +1 on the back end, but those are the only guys on the plus end with 3 power play goals. There were so many things flying around yesterday regarding what the Oilers should do, and I'm sure you heard it. I think Nick Kyrgios, Elliot Friedman talking about Jordan Bennington out of St. Louis and the possibilities, what could happen here with the goaltending. Now, I don't know where St. Louis would take on money on Bennington. Now, I'm just going to throw this out at you, and I'm going to see what you think, to our listeners even. And because here's the other reason that Nick Kyrgios threw the name Colton Parayko out, Duke. The only guy that I could see, like when you look at the Oilers roster and have guys that are not with the anchor beside their name, there's a guy there that was just signed. And if you're looking at Colton Parayko and Jordan Bennington, and you're looking for 2 guys to go the other way, you have Evan Bouchard and Stu Skinner. The 2 of them make $13.1 million. Parayko and Bennington are 12.5. Now you are getting way older by a lot of years here, probably 9 or 10 between the 2 combined players. But have you just decided to turn the page on 2 players here? Now, I mean, we know what Bouchard brings both ways. Now, Duke, do you think that is something that Stan Bowman would entertain?
Entertain? I think at this point you have to entertain almost any option that is feasible, that is realistic out there. And when you flesh it out, you just have the numbers there, Kevin. You talk about where the Blues are at. They are mired in a very disappointing start to their season. Now, if this just was thrown out there and Stan Bowman could pull the trigger on it today, I'm not so sure, because yes, we are a day away from American Thanksgiving, which traditionally has served as this checkpoint in the NHL season that teams in playoff positions at this mark make it whatever percentage of time. It changes. I think it's actually gone down a little bit over the past number of years because teams seem to come on a little more in the second half. And especially when you still factor in how log jammed the standings are in the Western Conference, I still think it would be a little bit of a panic move from Stan Bowman.
Parayko's at 5 more years at 6.5. He's got a no trade clause, so he'd have to waive it. Bennington's got a 14-team no move. He'd have to waive it. I'm quite sure that all the teams in Canada, who know, maybe the Oilers are not on this, but it's still, for it to happen, Parayko would have to waive his. Parayko, again, they're both 32-year-old players, so you're losing a lot of, what's Bouchard's 26, Stu's 27, something like that. So I'm sure we'll get lots of texts regarding that at 833-401-1440. I'll make one other point before we go to break here, Duke. I was down at the Oilers alumni skate. Thanks for, Aaron and everyone putting that on again. It's just a wonderful day. The Legacy Heating Boys were out. They bought an auction item. Everyone couldn't get that song out of their head. Anyway, I ended up having a discussion, a good one, with someone that is very familiar, very close to both organizations. And the one comment that stood out for me is that he said, this Stars team digs in. He goes, it digs in like a team that I haven't seen before. They play hard. They compete hard. They play for each other more so than what the Oilers have played. And that's when you talk about playing for each other, to get to the Stanley Cup final for the last 2 years, you're playing hard for each other. This comment was saying, that the Oilers played hard, but this Dallas team this year's playing harder for each other, competing, digging in. It's something that I really, I thought about when he was telling me that, and I was like, wow, that carries a lot of weight for me. Coming up on the big program, we got Andrew Walker from Sports 1440, our pre- and post-game show host. You would have heard him last night. I'm sure the barbs were flying. We'll get Walks' point of view of the game. Zach Lang from Oilers Nation, as Mark Spector is still in Portugal, coming back on the weekend. I'm sure, I wonder if Speck even somehow watched this game. Man, he would have been sitting in port. I would have had about a box of Portuguese wine. Man, oh man. Because of American Thanksgiving tomorrow, Frank Saravalli will be with us from Victory Plus TV at 8:20. David Schlemko, our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision, will be on the clock at 9 o'clock. We got Cami Kepke from WHL.com, an old, chorus employee of, when we worked together. She was in Calgary, and I was down in at Global here. So Cami will touch on that game last night in Calgary, CHL. And the USA National Development Team 4-2. The USA wins. They'll play again tonight. You know what happens if Canada wins tonight? They'll play a rubber match for 20 minutes, 3-on-3. They'll flood and everything. So kind of cool. Ben Pope from the Chicago Sun-Times covers the Blackhawks. Will be with us at 10:20. When we come back, Andrew Walker, our Sports 1440 pre- and post-game host, will be with us. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Aloha, Edmonton. It's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
Smart, connected, community driven. Jason Greger sets the standard for sports talk in Edmonton.
Join the conversation on Sports 1440. Text Gregor 833-401-1440. Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:20 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. Text line, obviously smoking hot. The king of Fort Nasty says, good morning, KK, Duke, and Fenny. You're right, Karius. Team defense is absent in this team. Even defensive staples like Ekholm are not in the game. It's as lost as Jack Michael's voice in the second period. Wow. Heard about that in the press box. Was at the game, obviously, and then it cut through the press box quite quickly and got a few other texts. So I think Duke's got a little sample of that on the Clattenburg goal. We'll listen to maybe at 7:40. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. If you've been putting off your tire changeover, do not. Fountain Tire has up to 15% off select tires right now. Roll in, save big, drive out ready for whatever the season throws at you. Winter's coming, folks. FountainTire.com, as we welcome in Andrew Walker, our pre- and post-game show host here on Sports 1440. Good morning, Walks.
Good morning, fellas. How you doing?
Doing great here. As you can imagine, our text line is probably just continuing from where you were last night after that 8-3 Dallas debacle, as we're calling it. I don't know. I mean, it's just like as Duke said, it's the same old broken record after a broken record that we've talked about so many times this year with this team. What was the reaction last night, I guess?
Yeah, more of the same. I think there's a little numbness with some people. I was fairly encouraged after the end of the road trip. I said on the pregame show, now listen, I know that the first game back from a long road trip, and this was a long road trip, is usually tough, and that's not the Oilers, that's everybody. But I thought that, they'd spent the whole season on the road so far. It feels like that. My prediction was it wasn't really going to affect them. I felt that they got some momentum there. They battled pretty hard in Tampa and get the points, and then Florida was a really good win, and I felt like maybe we were starting to see the corner turn a little bit. And then the game started against Dallas, and listen, the schedule's been kind of junk. Like, I think it's the third time this season they have a 1-game homestand. Like, that sucks, right? We know that. But at the same time, it was everything I didn't think it was going to be, right? They came out flat. They, were so open in front of the net. Couldn't get a save when you needed. But hey, listen, it was just a collective team effort. There's a couple guys that grinded hard, Clattenburg, Podkolzin, but it was just a really flat game. And, generally speaking, I would say first game back from a 7-game road trip, hey, let's put that one to bed. It happens, but it's not the first time it's happened, right? And so that's starting to get a little old, and you could tell with Knobloch in the post game as well.
We were talking about when Clattenburg scores the 4-1 goal. That should inject life into your team, and it didn't. That's the most puzzling and surprising thing to me over the course of the game. You can talk about the slow start, but when a guy that's probably shouldn't even be in the league right now is the only guy playing, that's a concern. I don't know. Was that something that was really noticeable for you last night?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Like, this is not, to make an excuse. And I'm not just going to say, it's one of those games. But like, I was infinitely more fired up in the Colorado game. And I don't know if that's a numbness thing for me too. But the Colorado game was at a point in the schedule and a Saturday night, and you knew right away that you were losing that game. And for me, and we were at the peak of Frederick frustration, everything like that. I was screaming for somebody to grab someone and punch someone or run someone. I don't care what it was. Get your name on the score sheet. Last night, I felt a little different. Like, yeah, they were getting run out of the building, but for me, it was just like, okay, you got to play again on Saturday. Like, let's not go crazy. Tonight's not the night to prove how tough you are. I don't know. It was just a different feeling for me. I felt there was quit in the Colorado game. Last night, I don't think there was quit. I just think there was resignation. It's like, okay, we lost this game. We're losing this game. And then there was that kind of first game back from a road trip. Okay, we didn't have it tonight.
You know what, Walks? I'm the other way around, actually, Walks. I think.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, funny, I'm just being honest. Yeah. I was furious in the Colorado game, and this game, it was just I was just disappointed. It's like when your dad says he's not mad, he's just disappointed.
Yeah. For me, it's the other way around. I mean, the Colorado game, to me, I thought, okay, that's the one-off where it got out of control, out of hand, and it's 9-1. This game here, I mean, think about it. This is without Rantanen and Harley and Duchesne and Lybushkin. I mean, this game could have been even worse than what it was. I just didn't see any compete last night, and I didn't see it in the Colorado game either. But maybe it's just recency bias. I don't know what it is for me.
Yeah, and it was, again, I think the one silver lining to this whole first third of the season is that the others have had the worst schedule in the league, and if and when they get their stuff together, they're going to have a run of home games. After Saturday, they have basically their first home game of the season, or their first homestand of the season. We're almost at Christmas, so there's some stuff to look forward to, but there's obviously some issues here. And here's the thing too, right? I think that, and this is what I picked up from the text line. It's like people have reached their limit. So, things need to change, and, there has to be moves and this and that. I think that we have to give a little bit more, not credit, but understanding to management in the sense of, listen, decisions are being made, but decisions and moves come at different times. Right. And so if you are completely fed up with the goaltending, you're not wrong. And at the same point, like, the management team is right there with you. Yeah, they really, really wanted Stuart Skinner to be the guy. Doesn't mean they think he is, but they really wanted him to. And now I would think that we've passed the point of no return, but it doesn't mean a move is imminent. Like, as long as this team is in the playoff race and around 500, and like, as much as we all want to declare the season over, it's just not, right? So I think they've decided that a move will be coming, but like, the move isn't going to happen today. And you know that, and I know that, and I know people get emotional on the text line, but behind the scenes, I think decisions are being made. And the second that Connor McDavid signed that extension, decisions had to be made, right? And here we are, 25 games into the season, and I think they're getting closer to that. Now, it's not all Stuart Skinner's fault. You could have Tretiak in goal. If you're not going to defend the front of the net, it does not matter. And at the same time, I think we're at the point with Skinner that the only way where he could start to change some people's minds is if, starting basically Saturday, if he goes on a run of a month and a half where we're like, who is this guy? But that's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. So I think it's dead man walking there a little bit.
Andrew Walker with us on Sports 1440. So, yeah, I mean, you hear the rumors, and I mean, it kind of came a little more to a boiling point yesterday. Nick Karius, also Elliot Friedman, talking about Jordan Binnington and how that they have heard, those two guys, that those talks are heating up. Would you be on board with a Binnington coming into play? And to be honest with you, Karius also threw the name out of Colton Parayko.
I mean, the short answer is yes, but it's funny because the Oilers have just painted themselves into this corner. Everybody knows, like, another thing Elliot always likes to say is when you're drowning in the NHL, no one throws you a life raft, right? They're trying to throw you. No one throws you they're trying to throw you a anvil, right? And the thing is, the Oilers have put themselves into a position where, like, Jordan Binnington, who can't stop a puck to save his life, who just won the Four Nations and can barely be trusted to make the team right now. The Oilers are going to be put into a point where they're giving up all the assets for this guy. Like, it's crazy. Like imagine, okay, the New Jersey Devils, they have a healthy Jacob Markstrom. They signed Jake Allen to this extension. Like, the New Jersey Devils, if they decide, and they're not going to, because Allen did the team a solid and they really like him, and it's a long-term deal. They're not trading Jake Allen, but they could literally get a first-round pick for their backup goalie from the Edmonton Oilers. Like, that's how A, desperate the Oilers are, and how B, like, the market's not great. So yeah, like, I would reluctantly say go get Binnington, even though he's not even playing very well. And that's just that's just where the Oilers are. They're going to pay a premium for it's the mystery box, right? That's what it is. You're going to the fair and you're buying a mystery box and you're paying top dollar for it. And it's unfortunate, but that's the position the Oilers have put themselves in. And I do think, because really the last time this happened to the Edmonton Oilers, it all worked out with Dwayne Rolson. And that's, we're looking at 20 years ago. And that doesn't happen. Like, great goalies are not available at the deadline, and then they go on the best run of their careers. I think that, goaltending is so random in the NHL. You're finally going to bring a goalie in here. If the team continues to play poorly, guess what? That goalie is going to lose 6 or 7 a night, and we're all going to be sitting there saying, "What? I thought that was supposed to solve everything." It doesn't, right? But again, they need a spark. They're going to have to do an upgrade. Might not come right away, but yeah, that's how we're trending. There's no doubt.
I just want to maybe touch on Binnington one more time with you, Walks. Would you have been in the same corner last year at Four Nations, where basically the whole country was calling for a goaltender change at Four Nations and to put Aiden Hill in? And if not for, a really good game by Binnington, and especially in overtime, we might not be having a conversation like this, because there isn't one person that thought that Binnington should stay in goal. Everyone thought it should have been John Cooper making the change to Hill. Where were you in that corner?
I don't exactly remember how that went down, but I was also a little slower to get into the tourney. I'll admit, I kind of thought it was a showy tournament. And then when they played Canada, when they played the States and everyone dropped the glove, then it had my attention. So I don't exactly remember where I was emotionally. I'll be honest with you. I do remember that I was rolling my eyes a little bit because, like, Binnington wasn't having a great year, and this was the best we had. And then after seeing what he did, I kind of changed my mindset in the sense of, okay, you know what? Sometimes there's just guys, and we see it in all kinds of sports, they're just big game guys, right? Justin Williams wasn't the greatest player, but man, when the lights are on, he was ready to go. And I was pretty impressed with Jordan Binnington, to the point where I would say, right now everyone's trying to find a reason to make this guy the starter or that guy the starter for the Olympics. And I'm kind of in the camp of, as long as the coaching staff is the same, Jordan Binnington's getting start one. I don't care if his save percentage is 400 in the NHL. So I was pretty impressed with big game Jordan Binnington. Now, not every game is a big game in the NHL. So when you're struggling, you're struggling. But yeah, I I can't necessarily remember what I thought about the Bennington Hill at the time, but actually, while we're on that, just 1 second, because I saw this graphic last night, and for me, it was a bit of a, because I haven't been a Stuart Skinner. Well, no, I'll say I'm a Stuart Skinner defender in the sense of I really wanted it to work because he has some skills. He's a big goalie. He's on a cheap contract. Stuart Skinner being good, we all saw what he did in his rookie year. It would fit, right? The management team, they're not trying to force it, but they really wanted Stuart Skinner to be the answer. And right, we're all talking ourselves into, this offseason, this might be a different guy, and you got to be patient. And I do agree with that. You got to be patient. But last night, I think it was on Sportsnet after the game, they kind of had a big diagram of the potential goalies for the Olympics. And so, there's the Thompsons and there's the Binningtons and, stuff like that. But then they had everybody on there. Like they even had the auxiliary guys, the guys that might maybe like with miraculously compete for like the third spot. They had Jet Greaves, they had Jake Allen, who's the backup in New Jersey, and we all know what Jake Allen is and his ceiling or lack thereof. And like Stuart Skinner wasn't even in that group on this diagram. And for me, like that's got to be, that should be embarrassing to Stuart Skinner, right? And that's not about not getting an opportunity, this or that, but like Jet Greaves has played 5 games in the NHL, and Jake Allen's a career backup that probably looks at that diagram and is like, I'm being considered for Team Canada. Like Skinner's not even in that group, and that's a big time failure.
Well, and this after he said he wanted to be one of the 3 goalies on the team at the start of the year.
Well, and 2 years ago, like why not, right? You're a rookie, you come in, you're a big guy, you make the all-rookie team, you help save the Oilers season, you go to the Cup final, and I know people didn't love the Reinhart goal in Game 7. Sure, whatever. Like he had a wonderful year, and it's just he's gotten progressively worse since then. And I don't have a lot of time for players that seem to be mental midgets and I'm sad today, so I'm not playing well. Trust is a huge thing, and I'm not blaming the Oilers the way they're playing, which is not good on goaltending. But I do know, and you know this too from experience, if you don't trust the guy behind you, it's harder to play at your peak. And and the Oilers are probably at that point.
And you could flip. How about flip-flopping this? How about Stu not trusting the team in front of him? Because it's,
I mean, sure. I mean,
it's more that way than the other way, because you saw the goals. They had 4 goals last night. The 4 goals that Stu let in. I mean, man, oh man. I mean, Sam Steele, all 5'9", 175 pounds of him, is standing in the crease for as long as he wants. Same thing on the first goal with Podkolzin. He's got to have been. Like, these are all, he makes a great save, and then he looks bad because he's flailing on the rebound on the power play goal. But, I mean, maybe it should be the other way around. Stu doesn't trust the team in front of him.
Yeah, these are tough days to have these conversations because it's really chicken and egg, and I'm rarely one to talk about the goalies. But something's got to change pretty soon here. And the thing is, like, not immediately. Like I expect them to go into Seattle. I always expect this team to turn it around, right? We have way too big of a sample size. I expect them to go into Seattle and play well. I do expect them to play well on this homestand coming up. But what I'm saying is last night, it finalizes some things for me. Now, I'm not calling for things to happen, right away, but I just think we've seen enough where when we get into crunch time, this guy or that guy, can't be the guy that the Oilers rely on. So, I'm not saying go get, Seelovs tomorrow or something like that. Right. But yeah, I just think we've reached a crunch point, because when it gets bad, it gets pretty bad. And you're right. Like, there was just no compete in front of the net, and then the Oilers got down 2-0, right? And that is not on Skinner, that's on the team. And then, there's a misplay on the sidewall. In comes 4th liner Nathan Bastian. That's the save that Skinner has to make to keep his team in it. So the team fails Skinner, and then Skinner fails the team, and now it's 4-0.
Walks, good stuff. Hey, I hear you're heading down to take in a little American Thanksgiving weekend. What's up here, big guy?
Yeah, well, I'm a big Detroit Lions fan, and my buddies are too, and we have a tradition of always going to Detroit. We went to about 6 Thanksgiving games in a row, and but we haven't been since COVID, right? And so, but this was the year. It's like, okay, we need to get back. And so the last time we went, Detroit still wasn't in great shape economically, the city, and the Lions were not a hot ticket like they are today. And so Detroit, out of all cities, has gotten incredibly expensive, and at least it's incredibly cold and incredibly inconvenient. So we decided, if you can believe it, because right now Vegas is kind of hemorrhaging because no one goes there anymore. So, you go to Vegas for pretty cheap. It's like the old days. So, Vegas is about a third of the price of Detroit. So we're going to Vegas. We're going to sit in the sports book all day on Thursday tomorrow and watch some football, and then we'll grab the Knights Habs on Friday, and I'll do my best not to lose a couple of mortgage payments. Don't tell Andy.
That sounds like trouble.
I'll tell you what, this never fails though. The second I walk into the old MGM, $100 on Red 19. That's the winner. I'm telling you.
Red 19, the old Adam Henrique. There you go.
Well, Stevie Y and Angie Walker too. Where's 19?
Oh,
so there you go.
Well, good stuff. Have a good trip, safe travels, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks, Walks.
Okay, see you later. Hey there, noobs. Thanks for listening.
What's that, Duke? Noobs?
Well, maybe it's just a call it to somebody that he knows is listening.
Probably Angie.
Maybe
that's her nickname. Noobs.
I saw Angie last night at the skate.
You're kidding.
Walker was here plying his trade.
And
all of his friends and his wife are down ripping it up at Nate Arena.
How was the game?
It was good. It was a good skate. They were short a few bodies, so they called up some young bucks. I think they're U18 players. They had a little bit of a rude awakening when it comes to the men's game. Can't just dipsy doodle through everyone, even at a drop-in beer league skate. It was fun. It's a good skate.
Chris texts in, this is some of the worst analysis that's ever been on this show. Absolute lowbrow garbage. Skinner should be embarrassed that some yahoos didn't put his face on a graphic. Is he a great goalie? No. Would any goalie look good behind this team giving up the most high-danger chances in the NHL? Absolutely not. My 2 cents, Chris. It's kind of what we were saying. I thought, Chris, I think my comment was maybe Stu should not have trust in the team in front of him instead of the team not having trust in him. I don't know, maybe you're getting on something that Walk said, but we'll get to more of the text, 833-401-1440, and some Oilers sound. We'll probably hear from Connor McDavid. He doesn't have the answers. That's the gist of it. Same with Leon Draisaitl. No answers. It's Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne. Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
You know your neighbor, right? The one who watches your house when you're away, who keeps their yard looking nice, who says hello every day. That's us. GS Construction. Now, we probably don't live right beside you, but we do live in your community. And when it comes to water and wastewater infrastructure, moving along smoothly, we're the ones doing that work. GS Construction has been doing it since 1974, over 50 years. So you could say we are your neighbors who wear hard hats and work boots. To find out what your neighbors do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Weekends were made for Oil Kings hockey at Rogers Place. Family fun that's second to none, starting at just $20 a seat.
This Family Fun Sunday, your Edmonton Oil Kings take on the Saskatoon Blades. Enjoy the kids' fun zone with face painting and bouncy castles.
And it's Crazy Hair Day. Sculpt your wackiest hairdo and you could win prizes like teddy bear toss tickets, a team-signed jersey, and more.
Plus, score Calma Kids food combos for $10 or less.
Oil Kings Blades. Crazy Hair Day, 4 p.m. this Family Fun Sunday.
Save on day of game pricing now at oilkings.ca.
Tired of the same old holiday tunes? Spice things up with the sound of a Will Hawk beef jerky bag being torn open. It's the carol that everyone wants to hear, promising a chorus of tender, perfectly spiced beef jerky. This holiday season, make sure you're Will Hawking around the Christmas tree with Alberta's best beef jerky. Call to place your pre-order today at 780-986-2537.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Heavy Truck Auction is next Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tridem, tandem, and single-axle trucks, including tractors, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com. Watch out. They're back.
I don't know why you're treating me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up. New space, new contract.
You guys need to go. I am just freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season. Stream now. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe at crave.ca. Missioner Allen Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Equipment Auction is next Friday at 9 a.m. Featuring graders, excavators, forklifts, loaders, man lifts, skid steers, plus commercial trailers including 3 unused 2023 Timmins 55-ton triaxle lowboys. Info at maauctions.com.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 746 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you on a Wednesday morning. So glad that you could be with us on a morning show where, our text line is really humming. Doug Jones texts in when 97 and 29 said they don't have answers. That tells me the exact, I think he means opposite, types in option. Players of their caliber have what they think are the answers, but because they would have to light up teammates, they aren't saying it. There's no way 97 doesn't have an opinion on what has to change, but there's no way as a leader he could say it out loud. I'll tell you, Doug, we see this a lot. Players call out teammates. We've seen it before. Coaches call out players. Coaches bench players. Coaches sit out players. And that, I believe, would trickle down to the sense that Connor and Leon and Darnell Nurse, because those are the 3 core group, that's who talked last night, would have an opinion or an answer on it. But to be honest with you, and again, I touched on this off the top, I think the answers are clear. And we can go through them again. And then again, it's about being engaged. It's about being committed. It's about being willing to pay the price. It's about attention to detail. It's about the awareness that needs to happen on all areas of the ice, most notably in front of the net and now in the blue paint. Those are all things that are, I think, it's the easy C. Everybody sees that. So if you clean those up and you play harder and play smarter, things change. Think again about the only goal that mattered last night that the Oilers scored. Get rid of the Bouchard goal. Get rid of the Roslovic goal because the game's done. The 4-1 goal is a simple play. It's get in on the forecheck. Don't worry about the puck. The puck is secondary. Hit the defenseman. Make him know that you're coming. Make him make a quick play, because the other teams are doing this to the Oilers. And then what happens? All of a sudden, you're playing in the opposition end for a little bit, because you're not playing in your own end, because that's what the other team's doing to you. And then you go to the front of the net and you go where the hard areas are. And lo and behold, you get a loose puck and bang in a rebound and you score your first NHL goal. And you should get life from that. The team should go, man, look at this Clattenburg guy. No one even knew who the hell he was 2 years ago. He's the best player on the ice for us tonight. After the game, Connor McDavid addressed the media and had some of these post-game comments.
There were maybe some positive signs towards the end of that trip, Connor. How do you kind of account for what showed up in that first period?
Not good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have many answers for you here tonight. I don't know. I don't have any answers. I just said.
So big picture defensively is something you guys have, been struggling with this year more than in previous years. So how concerning is it that the D side of the game is as far off as it is right now?
I think it stems from the whole thing. We're not good enough with the puck. And, it's leading to sustained, time in our D zone. It's the whole thing, we're not getting up the ice, not forechecking pucks back, and we're playing too much in the D zone. There's not many D zone systems that hold up after, 30, 40 a minute in your D zone. It's tough to defend.
It's hard to measure maybe, but I guess you've felt it with yourself and with teammates over the years. What's the gap between where you guys are now and when you feel confident?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously not very good tonight. The gap seems pretty far tonight, but I don't know. I don't know. You're asking me to measure the gap. I don't know what the gap is between us playing our best and where we're at right now. It's obviously pretty far.
So there's games where you're maybe not going to have it and need to figure out ways to get back into games. There seems to be a lot of nights this year, Connor, where your group is struggling to figure out how to re-engage in games. Are you sensing that, and why?
Well, yeah. There's definitely been two significant ones where we've let it get away on us. Both here on home ice, both unacceptable. So, I have to find a way to generate our own momentum, our own energy, our own, and find a way to get ourselves going.
Your goaltending comes under a lot of flack. I just wonder what you think about that, especially.
I really feel like goaltending is a team thing. Tough for goalies to look good when the group in front of them is not playing well. I don't really care who it is. When the team in front of them is not playing up to their standards, then tough for a goalie to look good. Felt bad for both of them tonight.
Is this eroding the team's confidence in its ability to turn this thing?
The group's still got lots of confidence, right? We still got confidence. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like it, but there's still an overarching belief that we'll figure it out. Obviously, it doesn't look that way right now, but at least I still feel it.
Connor, you and Leon both take a lot of responsibility to push things offensively, and a team game in the right direction. Where are you at with your game here recently, and what are you looking for?
I could definitely be better. Certainly be better. My job to push the play, and I haven't been doing that.
That's Connor McDavid, Oilers captain last night. We'll get to Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, maybe even Coach Chris Knobloch, I would think. As the morning progresses, we've got some open time coming up here. We'll have Zach Lang at 8 o'clock, Frank Saravalli at 8:20. Maybe we'll get to some of them at 8:40, just ahead of our co-host on a Wednesday, David Schlemko. So it's funny how, at the start of that scrum, and These are not easy. I mean, the players are so pissed off. The media is walking on eggshells, and that's the way it is. And you can send in texts about the media not doing their job and asking questions. Give credit to Rashog last night. I mean, he's asking the bulk of the questions there. But, you know, Connor's saying, I don't have the answers. And then he starts to try to open up a little bit more about those answers. And, you know, just got a text even about KK. It's much simpler than that. You're not going to play good hockey. You at least need to work hard. Oilers chose neither. Well, that's sort of what we're talking about here, man. About being engaged, being committed, having that urgency, paying the price, showing the will, having the awareness, especially defensively, and the attention to details. That is on hard work, man. And hard work and defense go hand in hand. If you don't have those two qualities, or the one quality, you're not going to have defense. It doesn't work that way. Defense is twice as hard to play than offense because it always feels like you're expending twice the amount of energy. It always has, always will. Ask anyone that has the puck and is doing something with the puck. They never, ever say, oh, I'm breathing hard. I'm out of breath. I'm gassed, because they all, and especially, you know, even in the offensive zone, if you don't have the puck and you're trying to create something, you always don't feel tired. When do you feel tired? When you're on defense. It's been like that forever. It's going to be like that forever. Top of the hour, we got Zach Lang from Oilers Nation. Before all of that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Lone game on the NHL slate last night was right here in Edmonton, and it was not pretty. The Oilers lose 8-3 at the hands of the Dallas Stars. Jamie Benn scoring his 400th career goal. Wyatt Johnson with 4 points for Dallas. Oilers side of things, Connor Clattenburg netting his first NHL goal in the lopsided loss. Down in Calgary, Team CHL taking on the U.S. National Team Development Program in the CHL U.S. Prospects Challenge. 42 saves on 44 shots from goaltender Brady Noling, lifting Team USA to a 4-2 victory. They'll do it again tonight in Lethbridge. On the hard court, Wizards beating the Hawks 132-113. The Magic topped the Sixers 144-103. And in SoCal, the Lakers, propelled by 43 points, 13 rebounds, double-double from Luka Doncic. They topped the Clippers 135-118. Out in Halifax, Canadian Olympic curling trials continuing. Draw number 11 last night. Rachel Holman and Carrie Anderson both securing a playoff spot over the weekend with wins over Caitlin Laws and Kayla Skrillex, respectively. Kate Cameron and Selena Sturmey also picked up victories last night. Draw 12 underway as we speak. Feature match currently. Brad Jacobs leading Matt Dunstone 3-1 in the seventh. And other games on the ice. Cooey Epping, Cleater McDonald, and Gushu versus McEwen. Coming up in hour two of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Zach Lang from Oilers Nation and Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
From the first face-off to the final whistle, Sports 1440 is your home for hockey talk. With live coverage, expert analysis, and pre- and post-game shows, we bring you closer to the game. Tune in 24/7, only on Sports 1440, Edmonton's sports station.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
Fountain Tire. Get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hey, you know winter is really freaking cold, right? So play it smart. Don't get caught freezing in your car with your pants down and no power. At Big Toy Shop right now, lead acid batteries are just $129. $129 is a great price for a good start. Big Toy Shop. Power up and save some bucks at Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
3 locations, endless sports action. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Selly's is the place to catch every game this fall. With tons of TVs, there's never a bad seat in the house. Check out the game night food and drink features and bring your friends for all the fun with Oilers watch parties all season long. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Holy cow, Duke. You're really just getting everybody in a great mood after it's just down as it is on the text line, down after that loss. And,
well, what's the expression? When it rains, it pours.
Oh boy.
Maybe I'll play that song after some point this morning.
Maybe it's Raining Men or something. I don't know. Holy cow. Welcome back to the big program. 8:01 in Edmonton. Mark Spector continuing his vacation in Portugal. And again, we touched on off the top. Could you imagine Spec somehow at, I don't know, whatever time it is over there, 2 a.m. or something, watching this game somehow? I saw he did repost a tweet somewhere that had to do with, can't remember what it was. It had anything to do with hockey, but I saw him. I'm going, oh, so Spec is on the phone out there or whatever. So anyway, no on the mark. And it's, how about the rack on Zach as we bring in Zach Lang from Oilers Nation for Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Hey, we got winter tires. We got tires at cost. You betcha cost. But don't believe me. Check them out for yourself at northgategm.com as we welcome in Zach Lang from Oilers Nation. Morning, Zach. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440. Really appreciate it.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. Thanks for having me on. I hear it's been an eventful morning for you guys over there.
You know, we've had, the Colorado game, and I'm going to get to the question that I have for you in a moment. That was on a Saturday, so we still came in on a Monday, and it was hopping. The Buffalo game, the joint was jumping then. This is probably ahead of both, I think. So the question to you, Zach, is we talked about it with Andrew Walker at 7:20. He felt that the Colorado game was more of a train wreck runaway. I'm kind of going the other way. I think last night's worse, but isn't it terrible that we're at the point when we're comparing piss poor performances? That's where we're at.
Yeah,
right now.
100%. This is straight up decade of darkness stuff here. Which Oilers blowout loss was more significant was 100% headlines we would have seen about 10 years ago. But I mean, I kind of tend to agree with you. Like, I think this one against Dallas was worse. The Colorado one, you could kind of see it coming a little bit in one sense of the term. The Oilers didn't really push back much in that game at all. But I think the issue with this game here is the fact that, the Oilers just came back from a 7-game road trip where it kind of had a little bit of a feeling that they were kind of turning a corner. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that they were ready to go on a huge run or anything like that, but, it felt like they were starting to string together a couple of good hockey games, seeing some energy, seeing some life in the team, right? And last night, I mean, like, there was just none of it. They just looked absolutely lifeless. Like the soul had been sucked from their very bodies out there on the ice. It was a really poor performance all around. The goaltending was not good, to put it lightly. And the best player that was on the ice for the Edmonton Oilers last year was a 20-year-old kid who was a 5th-round draft pick 2 years ago playing in his second NHL game. Credit where it's due. Connor Clattenburg had himself a game. But boy, that is a pretty bleak spot for this team to be in right now.
So I asked the question, and I just brought it up too as well in my opening statements or whatever monologue, Zach. Why didn't the Oilers get any life when Clattenburg scored that goal?
I have no idea. Like, I thought that was going to be a moment that was going to be like, oh, okay, like, maybe they don't come back and win this game, but maybe it turns into a 1-goal game. I mean, the Oilers were still within 3 goals at that point or something along those lines. So
4-1, yeah.
4-1. We've seen the Oilers come back from that even this season, right? I thought that was really going to be kind of an energizing moment. I mean, I was excited. You could hear the crowd pop, right?
Yeah.
First NHL goal for this kid. And then, the next shift, it was just like, oh, yeah, right back to what they were doing before. I don't know what the issue is. And I think what's equally concerning is nobody around the team seems to know. I don't know if you listened to any of the post-game press conferences last night, but boy, I mean, they just have no answers, like quite literally no answers for what's going on. And I think that part is what is, might be most concerning right now, because I think it's pretty clear what the answers are. First of all, you need better goaltending, no doubt about that. Skinner and Pickard need to be better. And if they're not going to be better, then this team has to make a move. Like, they have to do something here. That's one thing. The other thing is this team needs to have some life. I mean, there's more than enough players in this lineup that are expected to do that. Trent Frederick, Andrew Mangiapane, Vasily Podkolzin, Connor Clattenburg. These are the guys, Zach Hyman. These are the guys that are expected to go out there and provide the energy for this team and the life for this team. And they really haven't been doing a whole lot of it. And then, of course, it's on the big guys. I mean, they have got to play better hockey. McDavid and Draisaitl have been absent in too many games this season. And I think last night was another one of them.
Zach Lang from Oilers Nation with us on Sports 1440. We talked about the play in front of the Oilers net, and it got into the blue paint last night, and that's how bad it is. Teams are scoring while standing in the blue paint. Do you recall, it was even after the 4-1 goal, the Oilers started to show a little emotion, and Bischel got into it pretty good with Henrique, who was going to the blue paint, and Bischel gave him the business quite a bit there, and Bischel probably should have had the extra 2 on that play. But that's one of the few times that we saw the Oilers go to a tougher area, because the other teams are saying, don't come here because it's not going to be fun for you. The Oilers, it's the exact opposite. Players go there just for fun. And you've talked about this. Everyone's talked about it. How does it just continue game after game where the play out front of their net and now in the blue is so inept?
I mean, I wish I had the answer, right? I think we all wish we do. I think the Oilers wish they had the answer. It's borderline sad to see. I mean, you think of what this Edmonton Oilers team has done in recent years with, the offense that they have and their ability to score and generate offense. And not just, in their own end too, with high danger looks, but defensively too. I mean, this has been a team for the last number of years that has been among the best defensive teams in hockey. And there is absolutely no right now. And, you know, I think the thing that is concerning about it all too is like they just don't seem to care. You know what I mean? Like they just really don't. Like the Adam Henrique thing with Bichelle was, you know, the most emotion we saw all night, next to Connor Clattenburg scoring his first NHL goal. And there was no carryover of it. There was no continuation of that. You know, I like Chris Knobloch. I do. I think he's done a good job with his team over the last couple of years. But one of my colleagues at Oilers Nation, contributor on our site, Michael Menzies, he had a really good tweet last night that it almost seems like the Oilers are taking on the persona of Chris Knobloch. I mean, he's so well articulated and well spoken, almost to the point where it's like he's a librarian out there when he's doing these press conferences. And that's kind of the way it feels like the Edmonton Oilers are starting to play here. They look like they're playing like librarians, trying to keep everybody quiet. I mean, did you hear how quiet it was in the rink last night? In that first period, you could hear an absolute pin drop in that place.
Except for when they got booed off the ice at the end of the first, and then I guess at the end of the second a little bit. It wasn't as bad at the second, I didn't think.
Yeah, and I imagine it would have been even louder after the third period, but it looked like half the crowd had left.
I can guarantee you, several thousand people left after the second period. Several thousand people.
Brutal.
Zach Lang with us on Sports 1440. I threw this out there only because we heard some Binnington, a little more, I guess, smoke on the Binnington trade front, if you want to call it that, from Nick Kyprios, Elliot Friedman. And Elliot Friedman also threw in the name of Colton Parayko. Now, if you're talking money in, money out, and that's just money in, money out, the Oilers could make a trade here with players that aren't full no movement clauses because they got a lot of them, but they could make a trade and send Evan Bouchard and Stu Skinner to St. Louis for Colton Parayko and Jordan Binnington. Is that something right now that you would be inquiring about if you're Stan Bowman?
No, not at all. I'm not trading Evan Bouchard for anybody right now. I don't care if it gets you from Stuart Skinner to Jordan Binnington. Bouchard is too valuable of a defenseman for this team.
Why do you say that? Like, I mean, you look at his play again, and he's been better in the last couple of weeks. But if you want to change the look and the dynamic of your team, and because of the contract situations, like you can't trade anyone else without their approval.
Then you need to find somebody who will approve. That's the way that I look at it, because Evan Bouchard is too valuable of a defenseman for this team. I understand we're 25 games into the regular season, and Evan Bouchard has struggled, but everybody's got to look back and remember what he's done in the playoffs over the last number of years. He's one of the highest scoring defensemen in playoff history. He elevates his game at the right time. I will take Evan Bouchard playing poor hockey in October if I can get Evan Bouchard being one of the leading point scorers among all defensemen in NHL history in the playoffs. He's too valuable. He really is. He is too good. He makes everybody around him better. He plays a lot of his minutes with McDavid, but anytime he plays with other people, the numbers are strong. The goal numbers are strong. And Bouchard's numbers have really turned around in the month of November here. I don't have them up immediately in front of me, but Jason Greger wrote about it yesterday in his game day blog. I don't think that Bouchard is a guy you are trading for a goaltender unless you are getting like Igor Shesterkin, unless you are getting one of the stone cold best goaltenders in the world. A top 2 or 3 goaltender that is bona fide, that will backstop this team for years and years and years. And even then, the Oilers would need to be getting more back. Like, that's how highly I view Evan Bouchard as a valuable piece for this team.
Zach Lang with us on Sports 1440. So a lot of people felt, Zach, that this team was close to turning the corner. Now it's another step back. Where are you at with, they go to Seattle on the weekend, but finally there's a little bit of normalcy, if you want to call it, with some home games and not crazy travel. Do you think that this team is at all close to turning the corner?
I don't know. I really don't.
So I guess then the answer, you're saying that the answer here lies within?
No, I'm not. I mean, to a certain extent, yes. I mean, I think players all across the board here on this Oilers team need to elevate their game. Nobody has been good enough this season, but I just don't think that there's necessarily this huge swap out there right now that's super realistic. I mean, if we want to talk about Jordan Binnington, sure. Maybe that's the move you need to make here. Nick Kypreos was reporting, some kind of Stuart Skinner for Binnington swap. The Oilers are trying to get another defenseman. Parayko would be great. I just don't know how money-wise they make it work unless, again, it's a valuable defenseman going back the other way. Does Darnell Nurse waive his no-trade clause? Is that something that, the Oilers can get him to do? Right? Maybe. But it does have to come from within to a certain extent. I mean, this team has to step up their game. Like Jack Roslovic has probably been the best forward on the Oilers this season, at least from a consistency standpoint. McDavid and Draisaitl need to step up their game, but I mean, there's some other players that really need to kind of work their way out of the funk that they're in, especially in that bottom six group. Guys like Henrique, there's been no offense there this season. Trent Frederick, still wanting to see more from him. Defensively, this team has to get better. Like there's not going to be one trade that's going to just suddenly change things for the Edmonton Oilers. Things could help for sure. Maybe swapping, Skinner for Binnington and, putting Pickard on waivers and calling up Connor Ingram and bringing in a whole new look in the blue paint is maybe the route this team needs to go.
Zach, good stuff. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. And do you like the Zach attack maybe better than than on the mark? I think maybe we can make a thing of this. I don't know. What do you think?
Hey, I like the sound of that. I think we can work with that for sure.
Hey, good stuff. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Take care, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
That's Zach Lang from Oilers Nation. Mark Spector will be with us on Monday after his holiday. That is the Zach Attack, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you, powered by Northgate Chevrolet. When we come back, Frank Saravalli will be with us. It's a Wednesday, but Frank is off tomorrow for American Thanksgiving. He's got a lot of things on the go tomorrow, so he's going to guest with us when we come back on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne. Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I'm obviously going to get the McVeggie, medium fries and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. It's my favorite meal and it's new. Plus, if I get that, maybe he'll want it too. And then he'll always thank me for introducing him to the McVeggie. I'll be a hero.
So, McVeggie fries and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a McVeggie meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for the chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old mom managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works. Check us out at leadingedgephysio.com before your next "where'd I put my phone" moment.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Get in on the action with hockey. Bet on the original. It's sportselect.com. 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Just to update you, it's 8:20 in Edmonton, and update you on the Canadian curling trials. The Montana's Canadian curling trials. Team Jacobs just picked up a single to lead Dunstone. All of a sudden, the wheels have fallen off. My pick to win it all is starting to disappear here. They lead 4-2. Team Jacobs in the 8th, maybe heading to the 9th. I'm not exactly sure where that last rock sailing into the house was for Brad Jacobs, but 4-2, and Dunstone was 4-0, lost last night to Kevin Cooey. Now he's on the verge of losing to Brad Jacobs to drop to 4-2. He might not even make the playoffs. Who knows what happens here? Just awaiting the arrival of Frank Saravalli. Maybe he's forgotten that he's on Wednesday because of his normal Thursday appearance. Text rolling in 833-401-1440. Okay. Dr. Dick Richard, you know, sometimes I get so fed up with you. You guys need to read more texts and stop running cover for these sad sacks. I bet you guys have got like 10,000 texts and you've read about 4. Don't stifle the people, KK. Well, when you type in something that is so stupid, Dickie, about like something like this, and this is how it goes. The Soilers are rinsed out like grandpa's underpants. Well, that's great writing, Dickie. Just trying to capture the spirit of the thing, I guess. Did you see Knobloch's presser after the game? The guy's out of what little answers he had. McDavid trade request coming. All right, so you think McDavid is requesting a trade. But, you know, easy, Tricky Dickie. Easy. Ben Dangles goes 10,000 texts. Well, I think we're not at 10,000, but we've got quite a few this morning as we wait the arrival of Frank Saravalli. And sometimes when you have guests, you know, Tricky Dickie, you don't just interrupt the guest and say, hey, here's a text from Tricky Dickie about the Soilers. BG texts in. Bowman needs to do his job. This narrative that no one's out there is getting old. GMs are paid to find what they need and make it happen. You know what's funny? I would like to know how many GMs wanted to sign, let's go Scott Wedgwood. Wanted to sign Scott Wedgwood, who is at the top of near every category because the team is playing its ass off in front of them, winning 1-0, winning 9-1, winning different ways. How many other GMs? I'm going to ask Frank that when he comes on. How many other GMs were willing to pay Scott Wedgwood? And let's call it a little bump in salary from what I think he's at 1.3 million. To check that exactly what Wedgwood's. Frank's in the house. All right. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. Getting snakes deep and giving 110% day in and day out. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca as we welcome in Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV. Good morning, Frank.
How you holding up, Kevin?
Well, it's pretty wild this morning. I can guarantee you that. You know what, Frank? I tell you what, I wish I wouldn't have went down, made the drive down to Rogers last night. And I wish I would have just stayed at home and watched the only other game on TV, the Prospects Challenge. I would have enjoyed my night a lot more. Would
Prospects
that be
Challenge on Victory Plus?
on Victory Plus in the
Just
States?
Shameless plug.
No, I knew
mean,
it was on
you
too,
could
yeah.
have stayed home because the rest of the Oilers did.
They did, except for Connor Clattenburg. The other thing that
Jack Michaels left it all out there.
the other
He's the only other one. Him and Clattenburg. That's it. It's sad when your play-by-play guy seems to care more than the rest of the roster.
the second best team in the building, Frank, last night were the Red Deer Rebels. They came up and watched the game from the press box.
Investment.
There
That's
you
what
go.
it comes down to. Two things that stand out about this Oiler team. And, you can schedule me to death about what the Oilers have faced so far this season. I don't care if you're playing on Mars or if you have 16 of your first 18 games on the road. And I get that fans had waited 2.5 weeks to see this team home again. First off, this team is not as good as last year's team. And second, if you think that you're going to waltz to the Stanley Cup final again because you think you're good, no one just hands you a ticket. That's not how it works. There is such a lack of life around this team, and it's almost like they have to be kicked 3 times before they wake up and all of a sudden play like they're capable of. And that's got to be the infuriating part if you're an Oiler fan.
I'm guessing that you watched a little of the post-game comments and you hear Connor and Leon both say, we don't have any answers. That's befuddling to me.
I'm with you. I mean, what is it that they're feeling? If you could inject truth serum into them, are they saying they don't have enough help? Are they saying that they're struggling to motivate the group? Are they frustrated with the status of their goaltending? I mean, it could be a million things that go into that answer.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear that, as opposed to, hey, we not good enough, we all need to be better starting with us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what to take from that.
I've thrown out these words so many times, Frank, and this year it's like engagement, it's commitment, it's awareness, it's attention to detail, it's working harder, it's being, aware of your surroundings on the ice in the sense that you're willing to pay the price in the hard areas and hand out that stuff in the hard areas. And it's so many games we talk about this, and the message just doesn't get through. And that's where the frustration lies.
Well, the frustration lies because it's one thing to have high-end talent, which the Oilers do. But in the end, Edmonton is a proud blue-collar city. And if you don't bring your lunch pail to work, everyone can understand falling short at times. Mistakes happen. Hockey is a game of mistakes in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the requisite work ethic, effort, you mentioned attention to detail, all the little things that go into being a successful hockey team, if that baseline, that standard, that, hey, usually the team that has the most success in the NHL is the one that wins the most battles in 50-50 pucks. I mean, it's a simple game. And if you don't bring that, I find other teams that have way less talent that work twice as hard to be way more likable, particularly in a market like Edmonton. Doesn't work.
Yeah,
It's a non-negotiable.
you said it about being in this market, Frank. And, when I look at Connor Clattenburg last night, he is the Kelly Buchberger, whatever, 35 years later. I mean, Kelly Buchberger, late draft pick, never, ever thought that he would be a part of this team in the sense that he wasn't talented like those guys back in the day. But he
When you go to Rogers Place, people still wear Kelly Buchberger.
Yes. He never cheated a shift, because if he would have cheated a shift down up here, he would have been back in Cape Breton. Connor Clattenburg, I said the same thing earlier this morning. He'll never cheat a shift up here. And if he does it in Bakersfield, he'll be in Fort Wayne.
And here's the problem with that. And I love the Connor Clattenburg story and everything you just said. But this isn't the movie Rudy. The Oilers are supposed to be a Stanley Cup contender that drive themselves, that have their own engine. You don't need someone coming in from Bakersfield. You shouldn't, to motivate this team to set the standard of what it is to work hard. That should be inherent. And if it isn't, the engine needs to be re-examined. The check engine light's on. It needs to go into the shop for service.
So that comes to the leadership group and the core group of leaders. I mean, is it that simple to say that Corey Perry's not here? I mean, Zach Hyman came in and gave that spark, gave a lift.
For one game. One game. I said for weeks the Oilers were waiting around for Zach Hyman. Okay, he showed up. Great. We won. Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to the same lifeless play we had previously. Oh, okay. Our goaltending's being questioned. Maybe they're going to change out Cal Pickard for Connor Ingram. Let's play our wheels off in Tampa to prove that we want Cal Pickard to be here. I mean, those milestones, if they don't turn into points where collectively the group turns the corner, if you revert back to what you were, the problem is way bigger than what we think. And I don't know what that is, by the way. That's not a leading statement. I don't have an answer for you.
Frank Saravalli with us from Victory Plus TV. You've been talking about the possibilities of trades, goaltenders, etc. You just mentioned Cal Pickard. There was some talk yesterday, and it's starting to gain maybe a little more traction with Jordan Binnington. How would you say that this is going to gain any more traction if it does?
So where did the traction start? I guess I don't know the answer. I'm curious where this emanated from.
This is, I guess, would be, and Nick Kiprius is the guy that said it.
Okay.
And I'm just saying that, and that's what was said by Kiprios, and he also threw the name Colton Parayko out there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at numbers so far from goalies that have played at least 10 games this season. Jordan Binnington is
he's below
30th out of 37 in save percentage.
He's below Stu. Everyone
If you think that guy's going to come in and save the day wearing a cape and all of a sudden, lead this team to a Stanley Cup because he's won a couple giant games in his life, I think the entire engine of this team, at least at this moment in time, needs to be examined. Because you mentioned Corey Perry, but there this was the first statement that I made long before mentioning the other stuff about waltzing to the final is it's Corey Perry, it's Evander Kane, it's Victor Arvidsson. When you start to take hardened seasoned pros out of the lineup and you replace them with guys like Howard and Tomashek and pick another guy, Savoy, I'm not picking on Savoy because he's trending in the right direction. But you take those three guys with all their experience and how they battle and swap out a quarter of your forward group for them. You can't tell me that that doesn't leave a mark. You can't tell me that that doesn't have a material impact on some facets and areas of your game, not just from an emotional perspective, but also from a get the damn job done perspective. So that's the first thing I said right out the gate in our conversation. This team is not as good as last year's team. Defensively, they're pretty good. They should be good. Let me qualify that. They should be good. This should be the best Oilers defense core that they've had in the McDavid and Draisaitl era in a full season from start to finish. It's played like one of the worst. And again, intensity, effort, attention to detail. You make a mistake one time, sure. It's the laissez-faire attitude and approach that drives you absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. Connor Brown in that mix too. And
add him to the list
that you mentioned. The other, I threw this out, Frank, because
that's
we get
now a third of the forward group that you've changed out, not a quarter.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
I threw this out because we get it all the time. We get this all the time about the goaltending here, Frank, about that the Oilers have lost trust in their goaltending. And after what I saw last night, I'm going almost the other way. The Oilers goaltending has lost trust in the team in front of them. And it's not a stretch to say that.
I get your statement. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not even saying it's wrong. Stop the damn puck. That's it. That's what any coach says to any goalie. Your job is to stop the puck. Doesn't really matter what happens in front of you. Doesn't matter how many breakdowns. You have one role. And this goaltending, like so many other facets of this team, is not anywhere near good enough.
Yeah, we thought that the Colorado game was rock bottom. I think last night's game was worse than Colorado. We're at the point of dissecting piss poor performances here.
Yeah, well, it comes down to that lack of heart. That I don't know where that comes from a team that, quote, knows how to win. You can't just flip a switch. And the impact and damage of this stretch of time is material because at some point you also lose the belief that you can flip the switch.
Well, I've called them switch flickers for a long time now, Frank. And I just, when you question the player's heart, pride, integrity, that's when you're at the very root of the problem here, which isn't good.
Well, when you have that openly questioned and you don't respond, I don't know how it could be anything but.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. This Edmonton has a standard. The Oilers have a standard. And that's the bare minimum is hard work.
Enjoy tomorrow, Frank. It's going to be great for you. You're heading down to is it going to be, what's the weather like? Because you said you might be able to play golf.
It's going to be +2, probably not warm enough. Got a lot of rain
that's
here.
warm enough.
We got a lot of rain here the last couple of days, so it's also going to be wet. I think I'm more prone for a neat bourbon at 10 a.m.
So
than to play a couple holes.
So you're just going to sit in the parking lot with the guys then, or what?
Yeah. We'll find a way to mix it up.
Have you thought about the fib that you're going to tell your wife?
Oh no, I'm running errands. I'm picking up supplies. I'm picking up food.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, I come back with a bunch of stuff. What do you mean I wasn't doing anything?
What do you guys do? Like, do you get a bunch of guys and just, do they fill the trunks and everyone just exchanges groceries there, or what?
Yeah, well, we're also picking up some food, some sides for our dinner. So this is you can't have the dinner without the sides, the fixins. And so that's what we're getting.
And you guys do turkey, Frank, or what?
Yeah, we'll have some turkey, some ham, and I'm looking forward to it. It's my favorite holiday of the year. I just think Thanksgiving we do it right here in the U.S., a 4-day weekend and lots of football. And yeah, going to the Eagles game on Friday, it'll be electric.
Enjoy, Frank. Enjoy. And we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanks. See you, Kevin.
Okay, that's Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV. And yes, that game 2 is on tonight on Victory Plus TV. You can see it, I think, on TSN as well. The USA National Development Team beat Team CHL 4-2. So they'll play tonight. If they win, CHL wins, they'll flood and have a 20-minute winner-take-all Texas death match, 3-on-3, 20-minute period to figure out a winner. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter, your top defense pairing against leaks. That's mrrooter.ca. When we come back, we'll hear from Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch. Maybe Leon Draisaitl too. That's on the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game. Go deep! What you watching, Mr. Rooter?
The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Drain Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch! Wow! Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter. For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
I'm Gene Principe, bringing season's heatings from Legacy Heating and Cooling. For Yuletide comfort you'll love this Christmas. You should
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
There's no better way to fix your furnace. You just
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
They're professional, never rude, Dolph. You should
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Plus, no interest and no prints of payments for 1 year when you buy with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Do you sit around at work listening to sports radio all day? That's right, my friend. There's no shame in it. It's the good life. And we're not here to snitch. Hey, if your company advertised on Sports 1440, you could be the one listening for your company's ad every day. Now you've got an excuse to listen to Sports 1440 all day. It's part of the job. Sounds like someone's getting a promotion. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca and let's get to work for you.
Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports is Sports 1440.
From Low Tide to Kevin Karius and Jason Greger, we deliver the latest on your favorite teams.
Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
To Sports 1440.
At Sherwood Honda, SUV must stand for Sell Us Vehicles. Because if you have an SUV, Sherwood Honda sure would love to buy it. Any make, any model. If you're driving an SUV that's in good shape and yours to sell, you should turn around and head to Sherwood Honda for a really good price. And if you're not driving an SUV, that's okay. Sherwood Honda sure would still be happy to sell you a vehicle too.
It's the most festive sale of the season, the Big Bin Sale at Metal Supermarkets. December 1st through 6th, they're clearing out everything in the off-cut bins at 30% off. A wide assortment of miscellaneous metal, 30% off. And remember, metal makes a great stocking stuffer, right, kids? Now go build your dad a nice shelf for the garage. The Big Bin Sale starts December 1st at Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 833-401-1440. Texts rolling in. Tons of texts. Even Tricky Dicky Richard knows so. 10,000. That was from, who's that from that said that? Bad Nib or someone? I don't know. Duke, that was a great song, though. That's one of my favorite Keith Whitley songs. I don't know. Do you have a favorite Keith Whitley song? But, there's so many good ones.
It's very chalk, but When You Say Nothing at All is one of maybe my favorite song
all time.
Period. So it would top the list for Whitley, kind of off. Matter of fact,
who remade that one later? That was
Alison Krauss and
yeah.
Union Station did a cover of it as part of that tribute album, with several different artists covering some Whitley songs.
Oh, even Kenneth just texted in. Can we get your guys' top 5 country singers, current or all time, Kenneth?
I honestly really struggle with that because there are a lot of people that I grew up listening to in real time, right? That I love, but
Kenneth is all time.
I have a real affinity for groups, artists from the 80s and 90s that predate me, but I listen to more than anything else. So,
like Whitley's in for my top 5. For sure.
I think he would be very close.
And I wonder if it's just singers, not groups, because you like.
I love Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
I love Garth. I love George. I think Shenandoah is one of the most underrated country music groups of all time. But like I said, then like there's some more modern groups, artists that I really like. Eric Church, Zach Brown Band. Love them. Luke Combs still pumping them out like crazy right now. So yeah, it's a really tough question.
Yeah. And I'm more of an older guy.
Oh,
back
for sure.
In the day, like
Vince Gill. I love
Waylon
Vince
Jennings
Gill.
for me,
Right.
and going back a little bit more than that. Text 833-401-1440. Brad says, KK, where did our 2026 first round pick go again? Was it the Wallman trade? And you are correct, Brad. That was the Jake Wallman trade with San Jose. But here's the rub. If the selection is in the top 12, so it's top 12 protected, the Oilers could choose to transfer it to 2027. Like when you make a trade like that and you go into the season after going to the Stanley Cup Finals, the last thing on your mind is that this is a top 12 trade.
Well, that's what the Leafs are dealing with right now. They pick
know.
that Boston has, right, in the Carlo trade.
Brendan Carlo, yeah.
Like that's top 5 protected.
Oh, man. Do you imagine? Tricky Dicky comes in. Hey, KK, sorry if my texts are annoying. I just like having fun chirping the Oilers. I don't take any of it seriously. Appreciate the text, Tricky Dicky. I like giving you the gears as well, and appreciate you listening as well as all of our texters and listeners this morning. Last night after the game, Chris Knobloch was addressed in the media room and had some of these post-game comments.
It appeared that there was some progress as the road trip went on, and now you're back home and it's another lopsided loss to a Western Conference rival. Like, do you believe there's progress with this team, or are you kind of stagnant from that Colorado game?
Yeah, some days we do show progress. The heart, the commitment, the details are much, much better at the end of the road trip, where we had some tough games, and I thought the guys dug in and played pretty well. And tonight we absolutely, right from the first shift, we were flat. We had the puck and we don't make several plays, and then we ended up getting stuck in there. And that first shift was pretty much precursor to how we played the rest of the game. And when we made mistakes, and there were some bad ones, so I don't want to put this on our goalies, but there were some crucial mistakes where we left them exposed at the net.
So you use the word flat several times throughout the season. We've heard players reference emotion and passion, things like that. I mean, I guess the question is, like, it's almost a third of the way in. Like, where is that consistently, that minimum emotional level to compete in a regular season game?
Yeah, that's a good question. You need that because it's such an important part of the game. It is an emotional game. You got to play with intensity. And yes, you need skill, and you need execution, and you need a good system. And yeah, it's been difficult for everyone.
Chris, where's your level of concern at this team's ability to defend, the way you've defended this year overall, just kind of the way this group is functioning in keeping chances and goals down and that sort of thing? It's pretty far off from where it's been.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been 180. Last year, we were one of the best defensive teams. And right now, we're one of the worst. We've given up the most goals, almost the most chances, stuff like that. And we were making some progress on the road trip. And, you know, yeah, that's got to change. You know, that's from the back end. That's from the forwards, and it's from the coaching staff, where we need to look at how we're defending. You know, we've spent a lot of time addressing that, trying to improve, have clarity because of the amount of players that we've changed, that we've had a lot of review. But we need to think about maybe doing something differently, because it can't be that they just don't know right now.
A bit similar to Reed's question, but just the competitive level on your team, like the ability for, you have a flat start, but I mean, turn the game around, right? Find ways to put yourself back in games when maybe you don't have it right away. Like, is it concerning to you that the group is as flat on bad nights as it is to find a way to battle back?
Now, there's a lot of things I'm concerned about defending. Yeah, you go through the checklist of what we're doing, our breakouts, our forecheck, our defending, our emotion. Yeah, so there's a lot of things to fix. We have to have a priority of what we're going to address. We can't fix everything immediately, but there's yeah, there'll be some deep discussions in the next couple of days about what we need to do. We've got a couple of days to finally take some time, assess what we're doing. We've been playing so many games lately. We haven't had any practice time, very little. This week we do have some time that'll give us some time to address things.
Just following, how high on that list is overall competitiveness in terms of your concern?
We have to ramp it up, but I don't want to say that we got a lot of guys who are just frustrated. It's not that they've checked out or don't care. That would be concerning. These guys do care. They haven't checked out, but they definitely are discouraged and don't see much optimism right now. So that's uplifting to know that we can work with that. But I think we need to have, as a coaching staff starting there, instill some hope, and that's with finding a solution to how we can play better.
That's Chris Knobloch. And again, you know, I think sometimes people, when they listen to him, they think he's just so unemotional. I would hesitate to totally pin that on him, to put him into that pigeonhole. You don't see stuff. I don't see stuff in between periods, behind closed doors. There's more emotion there than what he lets on, and more emotion than what he lets on behind the bench. And when you're answering questions, I remember, you know, we had Brian Engblom on talking about Ken Dryden. And back in the day when Ken Dryden was asked a question, Brian would say, well, he's waiting to answer, and there's this big, long pause, a big, long delay. Well, it was because Ken was gathering his thoughts. So when you listen to a news conference, and this is what I'm saying with Chris Knobloch, he's gathering his thoughts to say the right things that he hopefully can translate, that comes out the right way. So when he says at the end there about checking out, you know, that's probably a word where he's going, he wants to get that in his answer, but he's being careful of how he's wording it, careful of how that message is being relayed. And again, you can talk about his stoicism and how the emotion, and we get the amount of texts that are just coming up right now of people listening about an emotional leader. Knobloch says a whole lot of nothing from Northside Lou, perplexed Oiler. This is what I'm saying in the sense that he's careful choosing his words, and he's not ranting or raving like a Tortorella. He's not going nuts. It's his personality, but don't mistake it for him not being wound up a little bit and giving it to the team and being aggressive in his message to the team, where he doesn't show that when it's not behind closed doors. See, like perplexed Oiler comes in and says, they've checked out. They've obviously checked out. His voice grinds my ears. Well, you don't know perplexed Oiler, what he says and how he says it with his message behind closed doors. It can change. Eddie Steele just says, I'd find it hard to play for him. Eddie's listening. I'd find it hard to play for him. I need passion. But Eddie, you don't know what he says in one-on-ones. You don't know what he says in the room. Nobody does. Kenneth texts in, he wouldn't have been a junior coach if he was quiet, calm, as he is in interviews. He would be completely different in the room. I find it hard to believe that a guy that went to 2 Stanley Cup finals consecutively is all of a sudden everyone's choice not to be the head coach here because of how he conducts interviews, how he is perceived on an emotional level. We'll ask David Schlemko that when we come back. We will ask Schlemmer. He's in the car listening out in the parking lot. He always does the last 5 minutes. Wants to make sure he's here on time, just like Eddie Steele on Mondays and Fridays. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding, awswelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Lone game on the NHL slate last night, and it was here in Edmonton. Ugly affair as the Oilers lose 8-3 at the hands of the Dallas Stars. Wyatt Johnston with 4 points. Jamie Benn scoring his 400th career goal in a victory on the losing side. Connor Clattenburg for the Oilers getting his first career NHL goal. Down in Calgary, CHL USA Prospects Challenge between CHL skaters and the National Development Team from south of the border. U.S. takes game number 1, 4-2. Goaltender Brady Nolan stopping 42 of 44 in the victory. Game 2 going tonight from Lethbridge. On the hard court, 3 games. The Wizards top the Hawks 132-113. Magic over the Sixers 144-103. And from SoCal, the Lakers win over the Clippers 135-118. Luka Doncic 43 points, 13 assists for the double-double. Canadian Olympic curling trials from Halifax. Draw number 11 last night on the women's side. Rachel Holman and Carrie Anderson securing playoff spots for the weekend with wins over Caitlin Laws and Kayla Skrillick, respectively. Kate Cameron and Selena Sturmey also picking up victories last night. And this morning's draw number 12 just wrapping up. Matt Dunstone, a second straight loss. This at the hands of Brad Jacobs to fall to 2 losses. Epping, Cooey, Cleater, McDonald also underway. And Brad McEwen beat Brad Gushu 9-7. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Cami Kepke from WHL.ca and our Wednesday co-host, former NHL defenseman David Schlemko. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Stories are told to make a point, and GS Construction takes them very seriously. We're not talking about fairy tales. GS Construction looks at the story old pipes tell us, a tale of time and pressure and endurance. So when those old pipes are ready to end their story, GS Construction starts a new chapter by repairing or rebuilding, or in some cases, renewing the underground infrastructure that supports our modern lives, making sure every community's story continues on safely and reliably. For more, visit gsconstruction.ca.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Hold up. Are you pulling my beard? Booster Juice has 2 new booster balls for the holidays this year.
That's right, Santa. The Eggnog Booster Ball and Caramel Pecan Pie Booster Ball are 2 new flavors to put some extra jingle in your step. So are you a pie guy, Santa, or a nog guy?
Both!
Good call. That's extra jolly. Happy holidays from your friends at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Are you looking for an affordable business, group, or team outing this season? Why not catch the excitement of a game with the 5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints? With extremely affordable group and suite packages available and some of the lowest food and drink prices around, Saints games are the perfect night for your next group event. Get your group in on the action. For more information, visit sgsaints.ca.
Watch out. They're back.
I don't know why you treat me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up. New space, new contracts.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season. Stream now. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:01 in Edmonton. Just watching a little of the curling on TV. My buddy Dunsey lost again. Duke, he's 4-2. Jacobs beat him and now has clinched a playoff spot. And Duke is really looking for it. I am too, because it's a best of 3 once you get to the final here. And they've never had this before. A best of 3. It is Wednesday. That means we welcome in our Wednesday co-host, David Schlemko, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, the former NHLer. Our family helping your family for over 40 years. Check them out at cougarcollision.com as we welcome in Schlemmer. Good morning on a Wednesday.
Morning, buddy.
Been a little wild in here today, Schlemmer.
It is, I'm sure. Just want to remind everybody the sun came up this morning in Edmonton.
You know what? Here's the one. I asked Zach Lang this when we talked about it with Andrew Walker. For me, last night was worse than the Colorado game.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, that's how you. Yeah. I mean, it's because you should have learned your lesson, I guess, or what is it like? I mean, the
all
style,
of the above.
everything, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas had 4 big guys out. I mean, Colorado's third and fourth line mopped the floor with the Oilers, and
well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they didn't get beat by Tyler Seguin and Jason Robertson. They got beat by Nathan Bastian and Rakowski or whoever the hell that guy was. Like
I wrote it down. because I wanted to make sure it's actually Ritzkovian.
Ritzkovian,
Right? Is that correct? Ritzkovian. Yeah.
I mean, it was embarrassing. I mean, it was so quiet in that building too. You could hear a pin drop through the TV. It's, I mean, when it rains, it pours, I guess. I think that's about as bad as it can get.
So we want to get this off the top because, again, you were listening in the parking lot because we just played the Chris Knobloch interview from last night. And,
right.
And I was explaining, I used, Ken Dryden and Brian Engblom brought it up about, pausing and making sure that the words you want to say are correct. And, maybe there isn't the fire and brimstone speech that a lot of people want. And you mentioned that you wanted to maybe just comment on that because we don't see what we see behind closed doors, what everyone thinks that this is how it is all the time. So,
yeah, I mean, I came in, I said, I got your back on the Knobloch thing because what these coaches portray to the media for the most part, minus Torts and a couple of those really highly emotional guys, they're not showing the media how they actually feel. They're not showing the media how they're actually talking to their players. I'll give example Bob Hartley I had in Montreal. Media darling, always defending the players to the media. I remember even my parents saying like, "Oh wow, that Bob sure seems like a great guy." I'm like, he's the complete opposite. Like he's great in the media, talks great about everyone. And as soon as you're in a meeting behind closed doors, he will shred you like no one I have ever seen before. And I mean, that's an extreme example, but if for anyone who wants to go on the internet and look, there's a clip of Knobloch in Detroit between periods at the intermission, and he's got an F-bomb lace rant. He's losing it, just giving it to the guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, just because he doesn't show that in a media scrum, that doesn't mean that that's his personality all the time.
Well, and they also throw his demeanor on the bench as well. They put those two together. That's what fans do.
Yeah.
And media to an extent as well. But, they're what are they looking for? Like Jimmy Playfair taking his gear off and whatever and going bananas.
That just doesn't work anymore, right? Yeah. I mean, I had Jimmy Playfair as a D coach. And he was in Phoenix after Calgary, and he wanted to snap on guys like that all the time. And you would see like Tip and Sean Burke and guys like that come and say, "Hey, like, we don't do that here."
Yeah. So, I had a really good chat yesterday with Glenn Gulletson.
Gully.
At the Oilers alumni skate. And so think about his demeanor behind the bench. Is it almost the same as Knobloch?
It's pretty damn similar.
Pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Now, what did Gully do in Calgary, 8-9 years ago? Went bananas at practice and made every top 10 coaching highlight going. And since then, what's he been like?
Doesn't say much.
Calmer, cooler.
You're just bringing unwanted attention on yourself, right? Like I had Dave Tippett too when we were in Phoenix. It was always like, here's the message for the media, and here is what we believe in here, right? Like, don't tell them anything. We don't want anyone talking about us. We'll just, after every game, the other team will say, "Oh, we should have won that game," but we didn't.
And Tip, he was a little more maybe emotional on the bench. Maybe.
Yeah, he's a player.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So like maybe it came out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I remember him saying like, the more you give the media, the more attention that's going to be on you. So just don't.
So to that point, maybe when you listen to the very beginning of Connor and Leon in their post-game comments last night, both of them basically said, don't have the answers.
Yeah, well, I found it actually a little bit interesting. I think I was just reading a TSN article this week, but I thought they sounded kind of a little bit opposite, whereas Connor McDavid was of the opinion, we still believe in here. We still think, I know it's hard to see from the outside that we could just turn it on, but we still believe that we can do that in here. And where Leon on the other side of the coin was like, I don't know what to say. I don't have the answers. It's just not good enough.
Yeah. And again, when I look at it, the answers are a lot simpler when you talk about the commitment and the work and the attention to detail and playing in front of your net and playing harder. And
I mean, after watching that game last night, it comes down to like, for me, it's a privilege to play in the NHL, fellas.
And who had that privilege last night? The
Yeah.
only guy.
And you think you bring this kid in to like light a fire under everyone and get them going, but really what it showed me was like the gap of intensity between this kid and the rest of the team.
So, I've asked this question 3 or 4 times today, Schlemmer. When it's 4-0, and again, there was zero good. I mean, Roslovic had the breakaway in the first period. Other than that, I mean, there wasn't much. But it's 4-0 going to the second, and even to this, you had a power play for a minute and a half, and nothing happened.
Nothing.
Okay, but then Clattenburg, what does he do? He gets a couple of hits, goes in on the forecheck, scores the goal. Why do you think that 4-1 goal didn't light a fire under the rest of his teammates when this isn't the guy that should be doing it?
You know what? I honestly, I do think it did light a fire for the next few shifts. I thought the Oilers were on them, and then as soon as they took those 2 penalties and bang bang at 6-1 and Mailer in.
I get on those penalties, and you could talk about. I mean, there was the calls are. That's not why they lost the game.
No.
We mentioned the Henrique Bischel exchange. I thought Bischel should have got an extra 2 for that.
So did I.
At the side of the net, but at least someone went there.
Yep.
And that is that one shift that followed the goal where I agree with you. But then 5-on-3. And I know you've been with Matt Savoy a long time. Is he the right guy to be out 5-on-3 to take the draw?
Probably not to take the draw.
Well,
but he's
then
the
we
righty,
could go 2
right?
forwards. I know he's a righty, but I mean, and someone got tossed. I can't remember who it was. I think Sagan came in and won the draw. I think actually.
I mean, I think at that point, I guess you're still. You're still in the game. I guess you're still in the game. But is that kind of sending a message to the rest of the team?
Maybe that's what it is all about.
At least this kid's playing hard. He's playing the right way. He's doing what we ask.
I like that answer, Schlemmer. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because the only other option is Leon. If you got to try to win the draw.
Yeah. And you don't want Leon taking a one-timer in the ankle when you're down 4-1.
Well, it doesn't matter. There are no one-timers because the guys that are scoring are in the crease. They're in the blue.
It's a pretty easy place to go right now.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Sammy Steele untouched.
For a while.
Hey, Tapper in, gets a celly in the crease there in his hometown. Lovely.
And he missed the first 1 or 2. Still never, no one touched him.
Yeah.
Why? And I know it's a 5-on-4. Wyatt Johnson's goal bothered me probably as much as anyone. That's the power play goal to make it 6-1.
Oh yeah.
He's on one side of the blue, then goes to the other side of the blue, scores, and then walks out of there.
Yep.
With a big smile on his face.
Tucker in. Go
Thanks
ahead.
a lot for the 4-point night or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know. You could break down every goal, and there's so many mistakes. I don't know. I don't think it's. I think we're well past that point of like they're not. I mean, I listened to Frank's whole interview on the way in, and I think he hit the nail on the head. Right? There's no life. There's no compete. It's like I said. It's got to be an honor and a privilege to go out and play every night in this league, and it doesn't look like they feel that way right now.
Bruce in the park says Clattenburg scores but doesn't touch the ice for 10 plus minutes after that. I don't know if I'd like to know if that's exactly true. Duke or Josh will look into that. But it was a 4-on-4 because he's not playing that. Then there's 2 penalties. He's not PKing. So that eats up 6 minutes there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the reason why, Bruce.
Going back to the Bischel too, like, would you not like to see someone go after him? Like the guy he's running around. He ran McDavid probably 3 times in the first period. Like someone go after this guy. You could see he's a pussy in the playoffs last year.
And Clattenburg, I think, tried.
I would have liked to see that. I would have loved to see what Bischel would have done there. Like, obviously, Fax is not going to fight him when it's 7-2 in the third period.
Credit, again, Clattenburg's the only guy that's going.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So, I think we probably asked you this even after, the Buffalo game, I think, because that Buffalo game was on a Monday. And then I think we were off the Tuesday, if I'm correct. No, I don't think we were, Duke. But anyways, we asked you on the Wednesday when you came in. Well, we thought that was the kind of a low point of the season. We thought the Colorado game was a low point of the season. They've given up 21 goals against in their last 3 home games. 9-1.
Wow.
They beat Columbus 5-4. They shouldn't have won that game.
With a win in there.
And then 8 goals last night. 21 goals against in their last 3 home games. They are the only team that's given up 7+ goals in 3 separate occasions this year.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that this is the last rock bottom before there's a major change.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, when does crap hit the fan?
Again, a lot of people are searching for answers. The team is searching for answers. Kind of a crazy question, and I can't remember where it was. Do you remember playing where everyone just packed it in and you're trying to get a coach fired?
Yeah. Actually, I do. Not in the NHL, in the American League.
Okay.
It was maybe my second year pro. We're in San Antonio, and we had just an awful team. I think we were on like a 17-game winless streak. And everyone hated the coach, wanted him fired. It was kind of like everyone was just waiting for the other shoe to drop, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we had Brad Tree living. He was the assistant GM under Don Maloney at the time.
Yeah.
We were on the road in Iowa, and Brad flew in and he came into the room before the game. And when we thought he was only going to tell us the coach was fired, but he came in to tell us no one was coming to save us. I think we had like no owner at that time in Phoenix. The NHL owned us. We had no money, so they weren't firing a coach. They still had to pay.
Yeah.
So he just said, "Yeah, I can see that you guys have quit out here. I just wanted you to know that the fix is in this room. Like no one is coming to save you. So get her going, do some soul searching, find a way."
So after that meeting, everyone looking at each other and going, "What?"
Yeah. So I got called up shortly after that for about 6 weeks. By the time I got back, the coach was fired.
Oh man, that's crazy. I didn't get to watch any of that Canada CHL game with the U.S. National Development Team, but we're going to talk to Cami Kepke.
Perfect. I didn't either.
Yeah.
I had to take my kid to Ninja last night. I only had time for one game. I obviously picked the wrong one.
I was saying, why did I waste my time driving to the rink?
Oh yeah,
Going
there
shit,
too.
Oh man, and then
I actually had the press box passes last night.
Oh, did
you? Yeah, I gave them back. Good call.
That's the old, the old joke about the guy that had the 2 tickets and had him on the dash of his car, and the window was broken, and someone left 2 other ones. Oh boy. Cami Kepke, when we come back, we'll discuss some other things around the WHL. Maybe we'll talk about Schlemmer's alma mater, the Medicine Hat Tigers, with Cami. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick with our co-host, David Schlemko, on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. And again, if you like those QR codes, Sports Select is the place to be. Go to the website, sportselect.com. It's 100% legal. Check out the how to play videos and figure out the QR codes. It's a step-by-step process. You got to be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. When we come back, Cami Kepke from WHL.com. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, David Schlemko on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game. Go deep! What you watching, Mr. Rooter? The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch. Wow! Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter.
For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, hard work makes for happy clients.
My dad's just been a hard worker since day one. His family came to Canada with 2 nickels, and he has made a pretty good name for himself. It takes a lot of dedication and risk to start a business by yourself, but if you keep going at it, you'll eventually make some headway. Never get ahead of yourself. That really rang true to me because we always kind of try and keep a pretty level head.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the NAPA Certified Body Shop program.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered with half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West End and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Looking for the perfect used ride? Now's the time. Drive away for as little as $25 bi-weekly. Go Auto has over 7,500 used vehicles in stock with something for everyone. From budget-friendly cars and road trip-ready SUVs to powerful work-ready trucks. With around 70 locations across Canada, your next vehicle is closer than you think. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying for the first time, we've got the right ride at the right price. But don't wait. These deals won't stick around forever. Start shopping today at goauto.ca.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson, and I'm joined by a very important member of our team, Jody. She coordinates our crew and job packages for all furnace replacements, air conditioner, and heat pump installs.
And Dennis, I've got to say, our installers really are the best. They've all been with us for a long time, and we never use subcontractors.
So you know that whomever is in your home is a Weiss Johnson employee, not someone hired out just to get things done. So the next time you need us, ask for Jody.
Always happy to help.
Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Playing Sports Select is easy. Visit sportselect.com and generate a QR code or check the how to play videos for step-by-step guidance. Sportselect.com, 100% legal, must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 922 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you, the Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, and excited to talk a little junior hockey right now as we welcome in old Cammy Kepke, old colleague in the global days, now with WHL.ca. Morning, Cammy. You're with Kevin Karius and David Schlemko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Hey, fellas, thanks for having me. And in true junior hockey fashion, I'm on the bus somewhere outside Metropolitan High River right now.
Nice. On the bus. Okay. Give us a little background of that. What are you doing on the bus in High River?
Oh, we're getting ready for game 2 of the CHL USA Prospects Challenge. We're heading down the bridge for game number 2 tonight. And Team CHL's got to pull out a win tonight to force a sudden death 3-on-3 OT to try to stay undefeated at this series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you think of game number 1 last night, Cammy?
I think head coach Willie Desjardins said it kind of best. USNTDP came out a little more ready. Canada, the CHL, I should say. We do have some Czechs, Russians, Americans on the team. Maybe came out a little flat, but they definitely started to pick it up towards the end. There's an A-rated forward out of Spokane, Mathis Preston, actually an Oilers fan, who came through pretty big with an assist and a goal towards the end to give the CHL some life, but definitely a lot of talent out there on both ends of the ice.
Wow.
Yeah, Cammy, I think I heard Malhotra, maybe the captain of the CHL, saying, maybe we took this U.S. team a little lightly. Why do you think that is? Maybe just from last year, how handily they beat them, or what?
Definitely could be. Canada or CHL took game 1 of the Prospects Challenge last year pretty handily, 6-1. A lot tighter in the second game where Cole Reshny ended up putting them out on top. But yeah, it'd be easy to look at the NHL CSS preliminary rankings and maybe take the U.S. team a little lightly, but they came out there with a lot of fire and a lot of poise and came away with the win in the end.
Well, I didn't mean to say, what are you doing on the bus? I thought you'd have your own limo going down to Lethbridge, Cammy.
No, I got to get down there bright and early. Just got to get back to the rink, you know?
No kidding. So when you look at this, how these teams are assembled, and maybe the U.S. National Development Team has that, opportunity to have a little more cohesiveness, chemistry, maybe. How much do you think that comes into play in a short little, best of 3? What I guess the CHL is hoping this can be.
Yeah, well, they certainly have more cohesiveness. That's a team. They've played together for more than a year. They know each other's habits very well. And, the CHL's PK didn't take a rep in their one practice that they had on Monday and their brief morning skate on the Tuesday. So it's a lot of getting to know each other. There's certainly players who have connections. You look at guys like Ryan Lynn, A-rated defenseman out of Vancouver, knew Caleb Malhotra a little bit growing up. These guys have certainly played a lot of Hockey Canada and international events together, but that's not quite the same as coming together in a whole new group and trying to get a lot of structure going, especially with the added nerves of an upper bowl that's just filled with black jackets and all those scouts taking pins.
For sure. You mentioned
But
Mathis.
there's great guys there too. They saw Lanny McDonald came up yesterday for a little white hat ceremony. So it's kind of cool having a couple generations of Medicine Hat Tigers out on the ice there with like Lanny, Willie Desjardins. David, you know him pretty well. And then we had Liam Ruck, who won the Ed Chenow's Cup last year as a rookie.
Very cool. You mentioned Mathis Preston had a good night last night. Is there anyone from the CHL team that maybe you expect more from come game 2?
There's no one that I would single out. It's a tough environment for them to come into, especially like we said with the cohesiveness. Yeah. I'm sure every player would say there's more that they want to show, and I expect they'll bring that tonight.
How much pressure do you think the kids put on themselves because it's such a heavily scouted game, as you mentioned, Cammy?
A tremendous amount. We get a chance to talk to them on Monday, and even that prospect, I think, tends to up the pressure for them a bit. For a lot of them, it's their first time doing a lot of TV interviews, and they're going through the car wash of the TSN room, the Sportsnet room. You have the Athletic coming out there. These are the biggest scrums that a lot of these guys have been in, even if they do have international playing experience. So that can also lend a player to maybe grip the stick a little extra tight by the time they get out on the ice and have to perform.
How tough is it for, as you say, there's that chemistry cohesiveness for the U.S., but how tough do you think it is for the Canadian players to come together just in a short time in a couple of games that they play on consecutive nights?
Yep, they'll be definitely trying to work on that this morning, as much as they can, because they're really only together for a couple of days. But you can see that they're doing a lot of things together away from the practices, just trying to build that bond up with each other. They do get to do a lot of fun stuff as well. 4 of them came up to the very top of the Saddle Dome yesterday and mic'd up, and they all walked across the catwalk together. Varying degrees of success there, but they do a lot of fun things as well. They'll pick the WHL power rankings together in a bid to kind of build up that comfort level with each other too. And you'd like to see that lead over to what they can do on the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's got to be tough with all those scouts in the stands. You're playing with different teammates. I feel like it might be hard to maybe do a little bit too much, or it's hard to just stick to your game. The head coach Willie Desjardins, he's been through a lot of these situations. Is there anything he's relayed to the players? Mindset wise, that kind of thing.
Just to be your best. I think it's a tough balance to strike. Like, what are you really trying to show the scouts when you get out there? Are you showing that you can play in a structure and listen to a coach for a very short time? Or do you want to show that you've got flash and you can dash out there?
How does the goaltending situation pan out? Is it a split with, Bottinger and Jovanovski here in games 1 and 2?
Yep, it's going to be a split, one game for each goalie. Harrison Bediger, he would have wanted that one last night against his former team. He's the only player in this showcase who took part last year playing for the USN TDP. And, not the game he wanted, but he had some pretty fantastic stops. The US had a lot of odd man rushes, and he stood tall against a lot of those. And he's also been, pretty hot in the WHL lately. He's got wins in 5 straight starts. He was just goaltender of the week. And he didn't have an easy start coming into the league either. He was supposed to be up in the showcase in Whitehorse. Had a bad stomachache at practice. Can't sleep that night. Finally decides, I think I got to go get this checked out. And welcome to Canada, emergency appendectomy. So he's been bouncing back real well.
Wow, Slimer.
Let's talk about the Western Hockey League for a little bit here. Edmonton Oil Kings at the top of the Eastern Conference with a new head coach. My old Tigers are in 3rd place after losing Gavin McKenna and Caden Lindstrom. Any other surprises for you? First quarter of the season here?
I think the big surprise for people has to be the newest franchise in the league, the Penticton Bees. They've been really solid. The BC division is a bit of a logjam, but, Penticton has more than held their own against, tough teams. Prince George, Kamloops has some really good players. And, they're going to have a chance to maybe build up that Battle of the Okanagan, knowing that the Memorial Cup is coming back west to the Kelowna Rockets in May. The Oil Kings have been pretty great. They're looking for a deeper playoff run. They had that heartbreaker against the Prince Albert Raiders in the playoffs last season, but looking for another step forward. They've got NHL prospects like Adam Yeko, World Junior fans, that's the Czech guy that knocks out Canada every year. You got Miroslav Halinka, you got Blake Fiddler, the son of Vern. They're all having pretty standout seasons. And even Joe Aginla, he's draft eligible this year. He's got a C rating. He's got 10 goals, 20 points so far. And they got their teddy bear toss coming up. So Edmonton will definitely be a team to watch in the Central Division that, still pretty tough. And, Medicine Hat, still no joke either. You got Bryce Pickford, who's like a defenseman who just goals. And the Ruck twins will also be big players to watch. Liam Ruck was a replacement name to this CHL team. Marcus just as easily could have been there. And I think he's been on a bit of a revenge tour ever since he didn't make that team too. So pretty rare to have a couple of twins playing at this level. Of course, Willie's pretty accustomed to coaching twins who have that kind of chemistry. And, even talking to those kids, they say they've definitely been mulling over the potential for being drafted or potentially playing for the same NHL team.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Cami Kepke from WHL.ca, our guest Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440. You had mentioned, just Medicine Hat and Gavin McKenna. He's the highlight guy that went to the NCAA. How do you think the Western League, Cami, has, handled this? Because it was a pretty good shot to the gut here when a lot of these guys, ended up going down to NCAA.
Obviously, it's tough. And, we even got to see Gavin's family when we were up in Whitehorse. And Willie and Crystal are such wonderful people. It's always great to catch up with them. And we had them on the broadcast. And Crystal's wearing her McKenna earrings with the Tigers colors and everything. I think it's still going to take a couple of years to see how it really all balances out. We've already had a player who's chosen to come back to the league after starting in the NCAA this year. He's the, having more options has also encouraged more players born in the States to maybe consider the WHL and the CHL as a path. That's why Harrison Bediger is up here. Even JP Hurlbert, who's an A-rated forward, who, would be probably one of the top American prospects, opted to come up and play for the Kamloops Blazers this year. So it's a pendulum, but there's a lot more talent that is choosing to come north now as well.
Yeah.
So that he's leading the league in scoring, isn't he? Hurlbert?
Yeah, you know what? He had a great start. He had a hat trick on the opening night of the season, and he was so excited to come up to Kamloops, and he really started seeing players like, Logan Stankov and Connor Zary, Olin Zellweger coming up through there and playing under Sean Clouston. And, he's also had to deal with the adversity too. I think talking to him, after that first night, you get a hat trick, you think it's all going to come easy. There have been like some dry spells where he's really had to kind of learn about the mentality of getting out of those ruts sometimes and dealing with the rigors of a 68 game schedule.
So do you see this maybe being as like a stepping stone towards the NCAA maybe for these American kids? I mean, I know they still have the USHL, but you see like a good influx of really high-end American players kind of taking that route?
It's not really my place to say whether that is going to be the pathway, but I can say that I've seen a lot of players who were in the USHL, were playing in the States, who've instead opted to come here. And that's also not a new thing. I think if you look at the Portland Winterhawks in particular, even if we look 2 seasons ago, leave and go join Portland, and he was a pretty incredible defenseman for them there for 2 seasons. Ended up WHL Defenseman of the Year in the spring, signed his ELC with Seattle, and also down there, Alex Weiermeyer. And he has just been drafted by Vegas in June.
Wow. Cami Kepke with us from WHL.ca. Bit of a tougher question for you, Tammy, because not a great situation recently in Swift Current with the Broncos that happened. Maybe just to explain that from a league standpoint of view. I know that's, you work for the league, so maybe can you just touch on what you saw and how it was handled in Swift Current?
Honestly, I had very little involvement with that. That's more for our PR department. There's not much that, not my place to speak on that.
That's fair. I just wanted to maybe mention it. I thought maybe there was some insight that you could have on this. Personally for you, we worked together at Global. You were in Calgary. I was in Edmonton for a while. What's this transition been like for you to work for the WHL.ca?
It's been a blast so far. Covering junior was always one of the best parts of the job. We all get into the industry thinking like it's the NHL. I want to cover the NHL, but then you really get to dig in and tell these really great stories at this level. And it goes back to where I started in the industry. My background's in play-by-play. I actually started in the KIJHL, and one of the teams that I covered there was the Kimberley Dynamiters. And for a hot second, they needed a coach, so they looked at the Kootenay Ice and scooped up this assistant. He was there for a couple of weeks, and then he went off to Ontario to coach some guy named Connor McDavid. So that was a really full circle moment, starting in juniors, covering guys like Chris Knobloch, and now, you're covering the kids who hope to one day be playing for coaches like that and being that star in the NHL and on the international stage.
Well, thanks for checking in this morning, Cami. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your bus trip. And have fun tonight in Lethbridge, and hopefully we see a wild. What is it? How does it work? They flood, and then they would go 20 minutes 3-on-3.
Yep. 20 minutes 3-on-3 until somebody scores. A little flood after the end of the official game.
Wow, crazy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, you're not just rolling out a couple guys on 3-on-3. You imagine going 20 minutes, Schlemmer, 3-on-3?
Yeah, I mean Connor and Leon would be getting pretty tired.
Thanks, Cami. Take care. Enjoy the game tonight.
Hey, thanks, guys.
That's Cami Kepke, WHL.ca, and it's game number 2 of the Prospect Challenge. USA, the national development team, won last night 4-2 over the CHL. When we come back, we will have a little in or out action with David Schlemko. We got Ben Pope coming up in the 10 o'clock hour from the Chicago Sun-Times, covers the Blackhawks. That would be
good things happening in Chicago.
Well, they're playing hard, playing smart.
They're excited. That's life.
It's just they're mirror images of what's going on in San Jose.
Right.
The two just younger. Anaheim, throw them in there too, because they're just young guys and they're going, let's just go out and play.
Yeah.
And but play hard, play smart. So that's coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. In or out when we return, Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
We want orange. Give us the orange. We want orange. Bring back the orange.
You got it, Canada. Booster Juice orange smoothies are back by popular demand. The original, the marathon, and orangesicle smoothies are back and bursting with tangy zest of oranges. They're Canadian favorites. Orange, you glad they're back? Only for a limited time. So squeeze the day, smoothie lovers, and head to a Booster Juice near you now. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
At Sherwood Honda, SUV must stand for Sell Us Vehicles. Because if you have an SUV, Sherwood Honda sure would love to buy it. Any make, any model. If you're driving an SUV that's in good shape and yours to sell, you should turn around and head to Sherwood Honda for a really good price. And if you're not driving an SUV, that's okay. Sherwood Honda sure would still be happy to sell you a vehicle too.
Born from work, built for play. Carhartt's all-new Super Ducks Tech Jackets are built for hard-working people who can't sacrifice mobility for durability. This ultra-tough gear fights off wind, snow, and cold, while full-swing technology flexes with every move and still packs 3M insulation for maximum warmth. Try your new Carhartt Super Ducks at JobSite Workwear. 3 locations in Edmonton and online at jobsiteworkwear.ca.
JobSite Workwear. Some people jobs.
Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the move, you're never more than a tap away from Sports 1440. Download the radio player or iHeart app today so you can get all access anytime to Edmonton's only sports radio station, Sports 1440.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Heavy Truck Auction is next Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tridem, tandem, and single-axle trucks, including tractors, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com.
It's the Nissan Black Friday event, a full month of excitement packed with awesome vehicles and exclusive offers. Right now, finance the Nissan Kicks for 0% for 24 months. Plus, get $1,000 Nissan bonus and enjoy an epic ride wherever you go. This Black Friday, we've got great offers and limited inventory. Get yours today before they're all gone. These offers won't last. Go see your local Nissan dealer or Nissan.ca for more details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's next Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Industrial Auctions are next Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes, selling a large selection of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:42 in Edmonton. Just reading a clip from Billy Guerin regarding Team USA Olympic roster. Because some of these younger guys, I think it'll be an article by Pierre LeBrun about some of the, like a guy like Devin Cooley's pushing the envelope here. And they've got a lot of injuries that are guys that are right now. Billy Guerin says, no matter what your offensive gifts are, if you can't check, it's probably not the tournament for you.
Billy's always good for a one-line quote, eh?
Well, how about on a day-to-day basis in the NHL? If you can't check or don't want to be invested in checking and watching your man and keeping an eye on him, it's probably not the league for you.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, that's like a message for these like all-star players, right? That are used to maybe having it a little easier. But I mean, the message is pretty simple, and the Oilers could use it as well.
Yep,
if that's what you're getting at.
I would say that's what it is. Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out? In or out of what? No time for questions, just action. In or out? Well, then I'm out. I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
So I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke Letterbuck.
Last night from Rogers Place, Oilers lose to Dallas 8-3. Another lopsided home loss in a season that continues to get back on the rails, or on the rails really at all if you rewind all the way to October for the Edmonton club. Outside observer, I fully understand that, as you've said this morning, Kevin, we have no idea what goes on inside that locker room. We're not privy to that. That is an in-house problem, issue, concern. But from the outside looking in, this appears as a team that right now, and whether it be from the very top down or just the players themselves, is lacking in leadership.
You want me to go first, Limmer?
Sure, buddy. All you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go in, Duke. I mean, I want to hear after a game last night that we weren't good enough. We didn't have enough will. We didn't have enough jam. We didn't have enough drive. We weren't willing to pay the price. And then I want to hear it. And it starts with me. I need to be better. I mean, that's how I know that's the canned answer. I got to be better. And I got to be, that starts with me. And goalies say this all the time. I need to be the guy that comes out here. But that's what I want to hear. And I don't think it's a crazy, and Schlemmer, you were talking about how it was when Tip said, well, don't give the media anything. Don't talk about this. Well, I don't think of that as giving the media something. I think that's just the reality and how people see the game now, and how you can dissect every play to death.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is on leadership here.
Yeah. So you're in. That's tough for me. I don't know. I think I'm going to be out on this one. David is a hell of a leader. I mean, he does it by example, day in and day out. That's not just games, that's practice. That's what he does on and off the ice. You saw him get emotional in the cup final a couple of years ago, so he's got that in him. He threw the whole team on his back that Columbus game. He comes out and he finds a way to will his team to a win there.
Yeah.
You should be turning it around. We should have righted the ship right after that game. I mean, Leon Draisaitl, it's the same thing. September, October, they haven't been good. He was still probably their best player. Ennis told me, this summer we're hanging out. He says, Leon is a man's man. Like, this guy is for the boys. He is a leader.
Yeah.
So I mean, when I think leadership, I think those two guys, and I don't know how much more that they can do, honestly.
Is it more instead of what you see on the ice, as you said, like Connor put him on his back that game against Columbus? Is it more where you need it verbally, need it vocally?
Maybe. And I mean, who knows? I'm sure by this point that has happened in the room. I guess maybe the question for me becomes, how do these guys drag everyone else into the battle with them? And get some more out of their teammates.
Like, to me, again, these are the simplest things. It's not like where you are trying to make a play and then making a mistake. This is just simple things of coverage, will.
Right, will. That's a big one. It's will, man.
Awareness, everything.
Like, dump a puck into a corner. Both guys got the same distance to go. Who's coming out with the puck? It's not the Oilers very often lately.
So it's a tougher question.
It is, and without knowing, and Schlemmer, you, like you said, talking to guys that have played with these players in the past have more real insight than any of us could ever even think about having. And I like, to what you said, Kevin, leading by example is great. And I think there's a lot to that. You look at some of the best leaders that the game has seen in recent memory. Like, for me, it goes back to when Scott Niedermayer was playing for the Ducks and in the Devils, right? Like, quiet guy. He just goes out there and does his business. I doubt Nick Lidstrom was much of a screamer and a shouter inside the locker room. But I do think teams, successful ones, still need, as you said, the vocal element of it. And if that's not Connor or Leon's things to just stand up and scream at your teammates, well, that's fine. Where is it coming from? Somewhere else in the locker room?
Corey Perry.
And I think in the past it was a guy like Corey Perry. I think we've seen someone like Zach Hyman do that at times because he is the emotional leader of the team, the way he plays the game. Like right now, when you stack up the losses in the forms of Colorado, Buffalo, this one now, that's what it comes across as, is that like nobody's standing up and taking ownership of it in a verbal format, even if you're still going out there and playing your best game or trying your best to drag your team into the fight night to night.
And you could go back to Mark Messier. Like, he just would look at you and you would go, oh, I better maybe pick my socks up here.
Yeah, that was like same thing with Jumbo Joe in San Jose.
Yeah.
Like, you did not want to come in the room after a period and like have Joe thinking about you because he was going to rip you, and it was going to be embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, those are, again, things you don't see.
And sometimes if it is a player that doesn't say anything at all, but just when the moment needs it, a veteran player, someone to take it upon themselves to step up. And it is tough when the whole team is playing, call spade a spade, pretty poorly, to stand up and call out other guys when your game's also not up to snuff. That's really tough to do, for sure. But as this season, we're a day away from Thanksgiving, they are outside the playoff picture looking in. We know what the numbers tell us, even if they have bucked the odds themselves a couple times. This has to get back on track sooner rather than later. Team will now have 3 days off before they head to Seattle. And I don't mean off, but they will not play again until they're in Seattle on Saturday for the matinee affair.
No practice today.
No practice. They are off today.
Yeah. You know what's tomorrow, Duke?
Thanksgiving?
Yes, but I believe it's also...
It's Battle Day.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't that be some Battle Day and then the West Edmonton Mall autograph signing?
Is it really?
I believe it is.
Wow. What
timing.
Great timing. And maybe that even proves further to my point about what I'm going to make here. I think it would be better if they were just back on the ice tonight playing another game to try and rinse the memory of that performance last night out of their minds, the taste in their mouth, plus the 18,000 people that buy tickets to go in and watch the team play.
I'll take this one
Yeah,
first.
go ahead.
Absolutely, Duke is the answer. Every guy on the Oilers will be wishing that they had another game instead of practice tomorrow, because they're going to be making up for all that work that they didn't put in last night.
and playing tonight, you get right back. You usually have a stronger effort.
Oh yeah, 100%.
More concerted. Maybe what they need is this autograph signing here, Duke, at the mall for them. You know, and again, you're going to have fans line up here tomorrow, Schlemmer, at 8 a.m.
Yeah, and how long is that for these guys? Like 4 hours? It's going to feel like 20.
I don't know if, and then there's certain, like Connor and Leon have a couple stations where there's just a certain amount of people. The other guys are, spread out. So I'm sure that's exactly where they would like to be tomorrow after what happened last night.
Well, yeah, because I'm relatively new to this, being not a local or growing up in Edmonton, that this is a huge deal, right? I've seen it firsthand here in the mall the past couple of years. And yeah, like Connor and Leon, they're down in the Ice Palace, and it's ring around the rosy, like hundreds of people to do it. And like there's rules, like you're only allowed to get this type of thing signed and one per person and on and on and on. And then, there's some of these other ones maybe played down a wing of the mall that you didn't even know existed. And that's where you'll find Ty Emberson and Matthias Janmark perhaps or something. And there's still plenty of people interested in going and chatting with them. Man, like it has got to be so tough to have that on the docket tomorrow after last night.
That's tough timing.
That's really tough. I did not know that, Kevin.
It is
that's some interesting information.
6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. First 300 fans in the line at Connor and Leon will be guaranteed an autograph. Custom upper deck cards provided at McDavid's table.
So people will wait as soon as the mall opens.
Straight up
until 6 p.m.
There will people be here when Kevin and I get to work.
Just to tell someone they sucked last night.
Yeah, just to be first in line to look Connor in the eyes and be like, "What's wrong with this team, Connor? What's up?"
The difference here, these are fans that wouldn't be doing that, and I would bet 99 out of 100 fans are going to come and they are
true fans.
We love you, Connor. We love you, Leon.
I actually do believe
you guys are going to turn it around. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. And like some people come and wait in line and then because then the kids are coming once they're out of school, right? And they tag into the line for if their dad's been waiting here all day or whatever the case. That to me is what this type of event is about for kids and getting the chance to face meet your heroes that are out on the ice for your favorite team on a night-to-night basis. Now, there's plenty of very passionate fans that are adults and they want some autographs and stuff. Hey, power to you. But if I were the one running this, I would probably put some sort of stipulation in that, like, this is for kids.
Yeah. No, don't bring me a blue Sharpie.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Tonight, after last night's lonely slate and tomorrow's empty slate on American Thanksgiving, 15 games, jam-packed, lots of early ones, a few late contests as well. And if I'm sizing up the slate, pick yourself a doubleheader to watch, a 5:00 start and then a later o'clock start as well. We'll give a little flexibility on that. I am taking the Islanders and the Bruins, and then the Habs and Mammoth.
I'm incredibly disappointed with you, Duke, because you don't have the Canucks and Ducks in here.
Well, it's going to be a wash. It's going to be an absolute steamrolling. So what's the point?
I think Vancouver wins that game, no?
You're out to lunch, buddy. Way to out yourself as not having watched the Ducks play this year.
What's the latest we can go for
the second game? I think that the 7:00 ones are the earliest you could go. Like the Wild and Blackhawks are at 8:30.
Yeah.
That I would love to pick that game, but that's not a realistic doubleheader. Like it's too short. Like you're too much overlap.
Okay.
So I'm going to be out. I would rather watch Sharks Avalanche.
Okay.
Okay.
For the night game.
For the night game.
I do think there are more good games in the evening slate than there are in the early slate.
Yeah. And then, you know what, to be honest with you, Duke, I would probably want to go the Maple Leafs and Jackets just to see if the carnage continues in Toronto like it is here, you know. Let's just be suffering pigs.
You're a sicko, Kevin.
That's probably the last game on the docket I'd want to watch. I like the Jets and Caps. I think that'd be a good game. Maybe the first one. I don't know why the Islanders are always just boring to me in my head, but now they got Schaefer.
That's what I mean. He's exciting to watch. Hey, don't look now. Connor Geekie tied for the league leading goals on the Bruins.
True.
And the Bruins are at least for me exceeding every expectation I had. They're 13-11. They're not going gangbusters, but they're in the playoff mix. They're right there. The Islanders are a team that, with Matthew Schaefer, if especially for local fans, right, that let's just call it what it is, don't watch a ton of out-of-market games all the time. Like, you need to see this kid play. It is that level right now as a 18-year-old defenseman doing what Cale Makar came in and lit the league on fire after playing like Matthew Schaefer. Cale Makar at this age was still playing in Brooks.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's insane. Connor Kiley brought that up to me a couple weeks ago, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. And he went to play a couple of years at Zoomass, so it's really impressive. That's why I am focusing on the Bruins Islanders. There's other good games too. I like. Maybe you want to do a pre-scout on a potential Oilers goalie with the Blues Devils, Binnington or Jake Allen. Which one do you like better?
I do like Kevin's pick on the Sharks Avs too,
Yeah.
but like that Habs Mammoth game will be a sick game to watch.
A lot of pace,
oozing with skill. That game.
I'm staying with the Leafs and Jackets. So like the whole Toronto media now, all day yesterday, all day today, we're talking about how bad the Oilers are, and at night, blah blah blah. And now, could you imagine if Columbus wins that game? It just could now. It just all defers to Toronto, to the Leafs.
Tonight in Lethbridge, CHL USA Prospects Challenge game number 2. USA taking game 1 last night in Calgary. The player viewers should focus in on for tonight's game, if you're opting for this, I think it's going to be on TSN or Victory Plus TV, is the local product. I believe one of Schlemmer's former disciples, Daxon Rudolph, the PA Raiders D-man.
I thought that Cammie was going to speak of him when you asked her that question, but
I was hoping. I didn't want to sound too biased towards NAX and ask about him, but I'm obviously in on this one, Duke. The kid is a stud. He was first overall pick in the Bantam draft. I think he's rated to go in the first round.
Last one I saw was he's like top 10 pick.
Yeah, I know. I think Verhoff and Lynn have kind of jumped him a little bit, maybe. Like they've all had unbelievable the last couple of years. But I really like Dax. I think he does everything super well. He's like the next Charlie McAvoy.
Wow.
Very good defensively. He's big. He can be physical. Got some offense to his game. Really good player. Red Deer kid.
Played in Red Deer under 15. So you had him at under 18 or under 15?
He came to us at 14, so he was U15 prep. And I remember a tryouts kid, guys being like, "Oh man, this guy could be a first rounder." And I'm like, "No, he's going first overall. He could be a first rounder in the NHL draft." He was that good at 14.
So when he was, I'm just going to read his stats to you for the under 18 prep team. 28 games, he had 22 goals, 37 assists. Not bad for a D-man. And then for the Raiders last year, his first year in the league was 41 points in 64 games. He's basically, he had 7 goals last year. He's got 6 this year.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's a full package, man.
What's his size, Schlemmer? He's bigger kid too, right?
Yeah, I want to say 6'2".
I've got him listed at 6'2", 202, and this is on Hockey DB.
I got him at 203, Duke. He put on a pound. He put on a pound for this 2-game set.
Not bad. I wanted to throw you a little bit of a bone there, Schlemmer, to rave about a guy that you played. If people are interested, this is from Prospects Guru and a friend of the program, friend of the station, Stephen Ellis. He had this before the set began of players to watch. Ethan Belchetz out of Windsor, JP Hurlburt, talked about him briefly with Cammie there. Ryan Lynn, the Giants defenseman on the back, and then the captain, Caleb Malholtra. Plays for Brantford down in the OHL. Those were Steven's picks going into the set to keep eyes on. Lastly, today, National Cake Day. Black Forest cake, the most overrated of all the cakes.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Duke. I'm not a fan, and everybody seems to love it. I don't think jam should be in any cake. Honestly, it's terrible.
Does it have to be a sweet cake, Duke, or can it be a savory?
Wow, do whatever you want, Kev. It's your show.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
when has
savory cake?
When have my guidelines ever stopped you from saying whatever you want in this?
What are you thinking, like a green onion cake or something?
No, I love green onion cakes. In fact, we made them just a little while ago, Duke.
And I bet they were the best ever.
They were. Well, we had onions from the garden. So
of course.
Perfect.
Of course.
You know what? Every time I see, as you say, Duke, I every time that, and it's like in a lot of dessert trays or whatever, it's in you might see it actually in Safeway too, or the Black Forest cake under the bakery window or whatever. I just pass by it too. I can't even stand that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's got to be other ones that are bad too.
I could have sworn that I had Black Forest cake for every birthday of mine at the farm until I was like old enough to have the stones to say to my mom, like, I do not like Black Forest cake. Please stop buying this giant sheet cake and bring it home because I don't want any of the leftovers. I barely want to have a piece in the first place. And I managed to plead my case well enough that after that, it was my favorite ice cream cake.
Ice cream
after
cake,
that.
eh?
Did they put dimes and nickels in your cake then when you were growing up?
No.
You know?
Gross.
No.
What do you mean?
Why would you want to do
What
that?
do I mean?
Well, that was a big thing back in the day.
I know, but it's still gross.
Why?
Because coins are
Money
dirty.
is very dirty.
Well, you wanted the piece that had the quarter in it, dude.
As opposed to the penny?
Well, pennies were out. Nickels and dimes. Come on now. We weren't that cheap back in the day.
Sorry. Excuse me. I wasn't familiar.
They don't even make pennies anymore, Duke.
That is even. Did you know that the U.S. taken them out of circulation as well? Stopping the minting of pennies. I think they're about 10 years too.
So
late.
what other besides Black Forest? I'm just trying to
I like a Boston cream cake.
Ooh, that is good.
But no one that you
one.
wouldn't like.
What?
I wouldn't like. Black Forest is like the first one that comes to mind. 100%.
We talked about this on the show before that I'm not a fan of like citrus type desserts. So like a lemon cake, not really for me.
What about lemon meringue pie?
No.
No?
Like I'll eat it. I think it's okay. But if there's like Kevin said, a dessert tray and there's tons of options, there's no chance that's what I'm picking.
That's fair.
Key lime pie sucks.
I just saw a
key
thing
lime
too.
pie.
I punched up a couple things here too. I can't really eat fruitcake.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but fruitcake is not overrated. Everybody knows that it sucks. Nobody says fruitcake is good.
Have you had a piece of key lime pie in Florida?
I've never been to Florida, so the answer to that is no.
It's good stuff, Duke.
I'm looking down some things here, Kev. Coffee cake. I don't think coffee cake's very good.
I like it.
I think it's very situational.
I don't know why it's called coffee cake, but
because you have it with coffee, maybe.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
That would be about it.
You know what they have? They have a lot of the number ones, Duke. They don't have the poor ones.
I was going to say, where do you guys stand on carrot cake?
Carrot cake's at
I
the
like
top of
I
many
like
lists.
I like
like
carrot
it.
cake. I like it a lot.
Don't love it, but it's good.
You know, a lot of people they either like or they don't like tiramisu.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Not everybody likes a coffee kind of flavored dessert.
How about pound cake, Duke? That, they name it pound cake for a reason. It sits in your gut for about 7 days. And here's another, and we never even discussed this. Like angel food cake isn't that good, except for the icing.
It's just the whipped cream and the strawberries that you're putting on it. It's a good point. It's
Super
really
overrated.
nothing really special about it.
Yeah, fruitcake's at the bottom of this list, Duke.
For just worst cakes.
The worst case.
We're talking
Worst
overrated
cakes, yeah.
cakes.
Is Black Forest in there?
It's not even on here,
No.
Duke.
Yeah. Well, they don't know cake. Not like me. I'm a cake expert.
Good stuff, Duke. When we come back, we'll get to more of your texts. 833-401-1440. Also coming up at 10:20, we got Ben Pope from the Chicago Sun-Times. We'll check in with Big Ben. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. And it's a big day tomorrow with the NFL on Thanksgiving Thursday. The games will start rolling at 11. You can sit there all darn day for 3 consecutive games. Check them out at First Round. You got the boneless wings there tomorrow as well. Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Here is the Duke.
Sports 1440 update.
Game slate across the NHL tonight, including Red Wings hosting the Predators. Flames are down in Tampa against the Lightning. Bruins take on the Islanders. Jets are in Washington, D.C. against the Capitals. Hurricanes host the Rangers. Jackets take on the Blue Jackets from Columbus. Avalanche play the Sharks. Habs are in Utah. Sens against the Golden Knights from Vegas. Ducks hosting the Canucks. And the Nightcap Stars on a back-to-back after last night. They're in Seattle against the Kraken. Game 2 of the CHL USA Prospects Challenge going tonight from Lethbridge. And over on the hardwood, full slate of games over there as well, including the Raptors looking for a 9th win in a row when they host the Pacers. Elsewhere, Knicks playing the Hornets. Celtics host the Pistons, who have a 13-game win streak of their own. Warriors play the Rockets, and the Thunder, 17-1 on the season, host the Timberwolves. Canadian Olympic curling trials continuing from Halifax this morning. Team Jacobs beating Dunstone 6-2 to secure a playoff spot. Epping doubled up Cooey 8-4. McDonald over Cleator. And Mike McEwen defeating Brad Gushue. Coming up here at 11 o'clock, women back on the rink. Black, Cameron, Holman, Anderson, Laws, Skrullick, and Brown versus Sturmey. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Ben Pope from the Chicago Sun-Times covering the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Vinny and Don in Hockey are dedicated to skill development for all hockey players. If you know a student athlete interested in growing as a person and a player, register for a free shadow day. Beginner or experienced, this program develops a student athlete skill in a supportive environment. It's a great opportunity for prospective student athletes entering grades 3 through 12 to see what Vimy and Donnan have to offer. Visit vimyridge.epsb.ca or donnan.epsb.ca for more info and to sign up.
The basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday mornings from 10 till noon on Sports 1440. From grassroots to NBA to the Olympics, we've got you covered.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and if you're serious about selling your used RV, then I'm serious about getting you the money you want. You're not the only one who wants to spend the winter in selling mode rather than storage mode, and we're happy to help.
People come to No Bull RV 12 months of the year, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. A used RV is one of a kind, which means when the one you're looking for comes along, customers quickly pounce on it. So if you've outgrown your RV or you're looking to upsize, downsize, or just turn it into cash, come see us at No Bull RV.
You have to be serious about selling, though, right, Rick?
Better believe it, Bob. This is for people who truly want their RV gone. If we're going to store your RV for free all winter, it has to be priced to sell. And that's why customers come to No Bull 12 months of the year. Because you never know when the perfect used RV is going to arrive. And if it's here, it won't last long.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 10:10 in Edmonton. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll have Ben Pope from the Chicago Sun-Times, covers the Blackhawks. My good buddy Murray McCourt from the Ranch just texted in, said he's looking forward to that interview. Also said there's only 2 guys on the Oilers' entire roster that he would take over anyone on Chicago's roster. I think that's a stretch. Come on, Murray.
Really? Who's that?
Well, I don't know. But I mean, Chicago does have some young up and coming players.
Absolutely, they do.
They've assembled the team quite well, payroll with everything, and I mean, they have to figure out what they're going to do with obviously a couple of big players here moving forward. But
exciting time.
Yeah, Ben Pope. Yeah, and they play an exciting style of game. I mean, there's no question. I don't know, what would you sign Bedard to? Or I think this is almost in Bedard's camp. Am I signing a shorter term deal, 4 years, 5 years maybe, or whatever it is, as opposed to something longer term? We're past the window now. It could be 7 is the max. So
right. I mean, if I'm the Hawks, I'm trying to lock him up for 7.
Yeah,
absolutely. The cap's only going up, but as we've seen with some of these young guys' contracts lately, their agents also know the cap's going up. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and again, they're how they've built their team. I mean, they have tons and tons and tons of cap space, and I mean,
They won't for long though.
No, they won't for long. And I get you on that, but they've got some guys that, they got locked in for long periods of time. Like look at Frank Nazer. He takes a contract that's going to take him to 2033 and he's under 6.6 a year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know
when
where
he signed that
Bedard's
deal,
looking
everyone
at.
was saying, why would everyone give him all this money? He's only played so and so amount of games. I was reading something about Nazar. Apparently he's like a unbelievable like dressing room guy. Like, he brings the energy to the room. He makes everyone laugh. So I mean that can't really be undervalued either.
Yeah. Speaking of trades, Rockford sent this one in. And he's going on the Blues interest. Okay, here it is, Schlemmer. Do you think the St. Louis Blues would have interest at hometown guy Trent Frederick? Maybe for Binnington, Rockford says, and then Binnington 50% to salary. So now the dollars work out. Now, do you want Trent Frederick for 8 years here at that contract?
No, I didn't want it when he signed it, and I don't want it now. I don't think the Blues, I think any team in the league would love to have a Trent Frederick in their lineup, but they don't want to. I don't think they're going to want that contract on the books.
And he's got to play way harder than what he is.
Yeah.
Way harder. The Birdman texts in, my take, call up Ingram. So we've talked about this for quite a while. Ingram down on the farm, and we had Ryan Holt on yesterday, and we asked him about where he's at.
I heard that actually.
And
I was listening.
I'm not putting words in Ryan's mouth, but I don't think he's ready at this time yet.
Yeah.
He needs more. And again, I said this right from day one. He has to find a place where he is as a person first, never mind as a goaltender. The two of them can come together.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I'd love to see Connor Ingram come up and get an opportunity and have success, but I just don't think that's even in the top 5 problems the Oilers have right now.
Well, again, when you look at all the goals last night on both goalies, there's just no help.
No, I've said it on here before, but it's like Devin Dubnyk said when he was on all those terrible Oiler teams. He goes, yeah, my save percentage was awful, but when every shot is coming from right between the hash marks in the slot, they're going to go in more than they don't.
Well, and we touched on that, the 3-0 goal. That was by Bastian. It's a rifle of a shot. He's got all day and half the night. But as you said, Schlemmer, it wasn't even a 2-on-1.
It was basically a breakaway. Emerson's playing a 2-on-1 off the far post. Every defenseman is taught to play it off the near post. You can't. He shot it from inside the hash marks.
Yeah,
it's a breakaway.
And again, when we talked about it being looking like a 2-on-1, it's almost the play develops as a standstill play because it's at the bench.
Look where Emerson is when the puck's in the net.
Yeah,
he's below the goal line on the other side of the post.
Way on the other side. Yeah, not good. And that's just. So what is? Again, I'm just lost for words. Okay, when you're taught that, but as you said, it's near side post. It's near side. So you're taught that 100 times, million times.
Yeah, I would think so. And that's just a good way to just sum up what the Oilers are right now, right? They're not sharp. There's no urgency. There's not enough compete.
Man, oh man. It'll be exciting to talk a little positivity with Chicago. Hey, the Hawks have lost 3 in a row here too now, but they're playing an exciting brand of hockey. They got a young team and they're on the uptick. Ben Pope, Chicago Sun-Times, will be with us. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Island Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, hard work makes for happy clients.
My dad's just been a hard worker since day one. His family came to Canada with 2 nickels, and he has made a pretty good name for himself. It takes a lot of dedication and risk to start a business by yourself, but if you keep going at it, you'll eventually make some headway. Never get ahead of yourself. That really rang true to me because we always kind of try and keep a pretty level head.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the NAPA Certified Body Shop program.
Aloha Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Stradler. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Oh, great tune, Duke, to lead us into our next guest. Welcome back to the big program. 10:20 in Edmonton, and time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the biggest sale of the year is on right now. It includes the Jeep Compass. What more do you want? It's a Jeep. It's a 4x4. It's got the 8.4-inch touch screen, the keyless entry. It starts at $34,900 only at stalbertdodge.com as we welcome Ben Pope back to the show. Ben Pope, back to the show from the Chicago Sun-Times. Good morning, Ben. You're with Kevin Karius and the former NHLer David Schlemko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So getting ready for the big Thanksgiving Eve, where the NHL has a whack of games, one of them in the Windy City, as you know, with Minnesota. And Tom, is the number one priority here for the Hawks tonight is to find a way to beat Jesper Wallstedt. Man, he has been good for Minnie, hasn't he?
Yeah, sounds like quite a impressive run that he's bringing into Chicago tonight. And for the Blackhawks, it's an important game too. They've lost 3 straight in regulation for the first time this year, and as they try to kind of maintain their surprising early season success, certainly can't let that streak continue for too long. So, an important game for both sides.
And Connor Bedard has obviously been leading the way. Maybe just speak to the level of play that he has brought to the table so far this year.
Yeah, big step forward for Bedard, for sure. After a sophomore year where maybe he didn't take the step forward that most people expected, he's among the league leaders in points. He's been absolutely leading the way for the Blackhawks. he's kind of found a way to level up in every way. One of his big summer emphasis was on increasing his speed, and he's certainly done that. You can see that in the data in terms of his speed burst over 20 miles an hour, but also just in terms of on the ice, getting behind opponents and getting space in the offensive zone. He's been able to have a much more of an impact with that. And then defensively, too, he's probably never going to be a Selke Trophy candidate, but he's been more competent defensively and kind of finding a way to use his natural skills in terms of his vision and his quick hands and everything in a defensive way to be productive there. So the fact that he's leveled up to this point where he is definitely the superstar that was expected of him, that's made a huge difference for the team.
Yeah, huge growth. I mean, I'm looking especially away from the puck, right? Just looking at some of the stats again. When he's playing head to head against Nathan McKinnon the other night, Chicago is on top in shot attempts, shots on goal, scoring chances, high danger chances. That's really hard to do against a guy like Nathan McKinnon and the Avs, period. Is there anyone else who's really stood out for you so far?
Well, there's been kind of as you'd expect from a team that's exceeded expectations. There's been plenty of guys. Frank Nazar had a really hot start and has cemented himself as kind of a big leader in the locker room, potentially kind of a guy who could wear an A in the future. He really lifts people up and just brings that positive, uplifting attitude that they've been missing the past couple of years. He's cooled off a little bit lately, dealing with a bit of an injury, but he still had some assists. He still had a pretty nice point total. Andrei Burakovsky has kind of gotten his career back on track after a few rough years in Seattle. He's been a nice buy low project for the team. And then on defense, they have an extremely young defense. 5 to 7 guys are 24 or younger, and they've been rolling 11 forward, 7 defenseman lineups most of the year. And it's helped the young D kind of be in more sheltered environments and taking advantage of their strengths. We've seen Artem Levshinov take a lot of steps forward. Louis Crevier, a former 7th round pick, has really stepped up as one of their defensive stalwarts in terms of in their own end. And then Spencer Knight for sure has been huge for this team. He's been one of the best goalies in the league by pretty much every metric and kind of achieving the ceiling that what he was thought to have when he came in as one of the top goalie prospects in the world a couple of years ago with Florida. It certainly never quite reached that there, but that trade for him is looking kind of genius so far. He's given the Hawks a franchise goalie and helped them cover up a lot of the mistakes and turnovers that their inexperience has led to.
Yeah. So where exactly is Artem Levshinov on his prospective journey here? I mean, obviously he's kind of not had the attention maybe a second overall pick would get with all the attention on Connor Bedard, but how's he looked?
Yeah, I think coming in last year, you could see his natural talent, but his decision-making was kind of insane. You really had no idea what he was going to do in any situation, every shift. And that's something that has worked on. I think he's always going to be a little bit unpredictable, a little chaotic. That's just kind of the way his personality is, but he's becoming more predictable nonetheless and getting better with the decision-making, knowing when to pinch, when not to, when to maybe go try to pin an opposing forward or when to hold back and cover the slot. There's still mistakes with that, but he's getting better with that. And it's something that it's helping him also show more of those natural skills and be more productive with it. And he's also been relatively sheltered, getting a lot of offensive zone starts. And that's helped him maybe not, lose confidence if some of that decision-making was being exacerbated more in the defensive zone. I don't think anything has really changed in terms of that he projects to be top 4, potentially top pairing defenseman long term. It's a hard learning curve for a young guy, especially one who came in relatively raw like he did, not having played super high level hockey growing up in Belarus. So I think he's right on track with where the Blackhawks are expected him to be.
Ben Pope from the Chicago Sun-Times, our guest on the Kevin Carey Show with David Schlemko. You mentioned Andrei Burakovsky. What's his status for tonight's game against Minnesota, Ben?
Yeah, Jeff Blashill said that he's a game-time decision a few minutes ago. He was on the ice this morning, and he did practice fully yesterday, so I would have to guess he's on the more likely side of a game-time decision, but he has missed the past couple games, and that would be a big addition because he and Bedard have had some good chemistry together, and Burakovsky's ability to carry the puck, particularly, it really helps on the power play. It's been noticeable without him the past couple games, not having those easy zone entries that he provides. So that would be an important return for them.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the fact about going 7D a lot of times this year. How has this young defense handled that? I know Schlemmer would say, I hate 7D, but how have they handled this, Ben?
I think it's actually worked out fairly well for them. It's allowed Levshinov and Sam Renzel to focus more in offensive zone situations and power play, and then allowed Alex Vlasic and Louis Crevier to focus more on defensive situations. And it's kind of kept everyone a little bit more in a role that is manageable for them, being a young guy who maybe wouldn't be, fully prepared for a ton of minutes. It's kept everyone's minutes down a little bit. And I think that's worked out well for how young the defensive core is. And really probably the one victim has been Connor Murphy, who's the longest tenured player on the team. His ice time is down considerably this year, and he's been kind of moved into a lesser role. I know he's not maybe thrilled about that, but I think for everyone else, it's worked pretty well.
Yeah, and how huge is it to have a guy like Connor Murphy back there, though? I remember this kid coming into Phoenix as a rookie when I was still playing, and obviously he's son of a former NHLer as well, but he was more of a professional than half the guys on our team as a 19-year-old kid. I mean, he's the first guy at the rink, last guy off the ice. I imagine he's a pretty good guy to lead by example for all these young defensemen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he is a great leader. With Nick Foligno out right now, he's kind of the de facto captain in a way, and he does just have that organizational, institutional knowledge, having been in Chicago since 2017, seen numerous generational turnovers in this roster. He has that context of what it's been like in the past during the good times and the bad times, and can kind of share some of that knowledge and bring kind of a more, patient mindset, knowing that that's the way the NHL is and there are just tons of ups and downs. So having him is certainly super valuable, but it'll be interesting to see how they handle it as the year goes on the final year of his contract. He could be in trade rumors for sure heading up to the deadline. So especially with his ice time down. So we'll see kind of what his future holds.
Speaking of contracts, Ben, what do you think, and when do you think, and what kind of term, what kind of dollars do you think is going to get thrown around here when they have to start negotiating with Connor Bedard here?
Well, I think there have been, light discussions dating back to last summer. Nothing too serious on that front. They have already gotten their extensions done for Spencer Knight and Frank Nazar, so it's really just Bedard they have to focus on now. But the way he's proving himself this year to be that franchise player, NHL superstar, it almost makes it easier in a way that you don't have to haggle over his individual value. It's more, okay, he's going to get a ton of money, like 12, 13 million, maybe more. And it's more just him and the Blackhawks figuring out the highest number that's still also the lowest number that would allow the team to have a reasonable amount of flexibility to build a contender around him. Like, it kind of becomes less about him individually and more about just how to fit him into the long-term team structure, and him certainly wanting to win and succeed as well, kind of what he's willing to, compromise on to make that happen. In a similar way we've seen with other players around the league, including McDavid. So I would be surprised if anything ends up actually getting signed until next summer. I don't think there's any rush on this front, but it's arguably getting simpler the better he plays.
Do you see him as being one of those guys like a McKinnon or a Crosby or a McDavid that takes less?
I don't know if he's going to take less necessarily, but I don't think he's going to, rake them over the coals for every possible dollar, knowing that they do need flexibility to sign other players. And there are a lot of other young guys who are going to need extensions in the coming years, even guys who aren't in the NHL yet, like Anton Frondell. So I think it'll be reasonable enough.
Mm-hmm. Ben Pope with us on Sports 1440. Here's a question from longtime listener Murray McCourt from the Ranch. He wants to know about Roman Kanserov, what you think his ceiling might be. And he's actually sort of comparing him to the possible stats of a Demidov in Montreal. What are your thoughts on Kanserov, Ben? And obviously playing in the KHL right now. Is there a timeline for him to make the trip over here?
Yes, his KHL contract is up after this season, and I think he's fully expected to sign at that point. So he would be in North America next season. And stats-wise, definitely comparable to Demidov, which is very exciting for the organization. I think he's still leading the KHL in goals, or at least he was as of recently. In terms of playing style, maybe a bit different than Demidov. He is a smaller guy. He's only 5'10", a bit on the light side too. So that's going to really be the challenge, is if he can translate that natural offensive ability at his size in the NHL. But in terms of the skill, you certainly are seeing that coming out and looking like a steal of a second-round pick. I mentioned Frondell there, but behind him, there might not be a more exciting forward prospect in the organization right now than Kanserov, other than maybe Nick Lardis, who tore up the OHL last year, is kind of tearing up the AHL so far this year. So one of many guys that they are excited to get in the NHL soon.
Anyone else on the Blackhawks roster right now? Maybe like a journeyman guy or someone who doesn't get a whole lot of love for fans that don't watch the Blackhawks every night. Sorry, maybe a little bit of an unsung hero so far.
That's a bit tougher. I think Ryan Green probably would be one to call out. Another rookie, former second-round pick coming out of BU. Never put up huge numbers in college. He was more of a steady two-way center face-off specialist. And coming into the NHL, I think that's what everyone kind of expected him to be, maybe as sort of a future bottom six center, kind of Jason Dickinson type player. But he's been on the first line, actually, for quite a bit of the year on Bedard's left wing, and showing a lot more offensive touch than I think anyone realized he had. He had about 3 or 4 grade A chances in the last game against Colorado, wasn't able to finish them, and maybe that's kind of been the one knock on him, that his finishing hasn't been elite. But he's showing a much more well-rounded game, much more offensive upside than I think anyone realized. And so for kind of a relatively unheralded prospect to be able to come in and make that kind of impact, it makes you even more excited for what some of these higher profile guys might be able to do. But certainly looking like a guy who will have a long-term NHL role.
Love it. Hey, Ben, thanks so much for your time today. It's going to be a heck of a few days of Thanksgiving, turkey, hockey, football. Hey, can the Bears go into Philly and on Friday and win that one, Ben?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like every week the Bears play the craziest game ever and somehow come out on top, which is weird because kind of historically every time they get in one of those games, they've lost it. So it's been a reversal of fate. I don't know if I totally buy their 8-3 record. It seems like it's maybe not been the hardest schedule. But the city's excited about it for sure.
Yeah. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, Ben. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep, thanks for having me.
That's Ben Pope. Chicago Sun-Times covers the Blackhawks and our game of the day. It is tonight, Chicago and Minnesota. Jesper Wallstedt, 3 shutouts last 4 games. So Minnie's rolling. The Hawks is we said we lost 3 in a row, but it was 1-0 to Colorado on the weekend there. And you had the stats about Bedard going head to head with McKinnon, and
that's big, man.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it for him.
Yeah, no question. That's the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. Again, the 2025 Jeep Wrangler 1500s have 0% financing for up to 72 months. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. They got a lot of young guys. They got probably too many young guys.
Yeah.
They got some currency to deal with.
Won't be able to keep them all, but that's a good problem to have.
I don't know if they make the playoffs this year.
No. Be a good story if they did.
It would be a great story.
Anaheim, San Jose. I mean, Anaheim, they'd have to fall pretty hard to not make it where they're sitting right now.
The Ducks making the playoffs?
Come on, Duke.
Come on, Duke. Get on here, buddy.
First place team. There's no defense necessary. I just have to open up NHL.com, click on the standings tab, and see first place Pacific Division, Anaheim Ducks.
So are you calling it a disappointment where they're sitting right now if they don't make the playoffs?
I think that is the narrative is turned on that team to that point now, because they started so well and continue that now into the end of November, that you've patted yourself, like you said, Schlemmer, that you would have to play very poorly now in the rest of the season to not at least hold on to a wild card spot. And that's kind of funny to say because they're only 2 points. They're only 2 points up on the last wild card spot. But, the point remains. And at the start of the year, and this goes back to even the end of last season, talking about this club, I said, I would expect them to be competitive down the stretch, fighting for a playoff spot, hopefully getting one. I remain on that, but the way this year has started and where they're sitting right now, I think the expectations have to elevate a little bit.
Win the division.
Win it all. I got a future on them for the division. I got a future on them for the cup.
Do you? What are the odds?
Well, right hand
Come
up.
on, dude.
I got in a little late. I jumped in on the bandwagon a little bit when I think I got them at probably the lowest price they were at for the division, plus 1,100 to win the division. But I think to win the cup, it's still like plus 5,000 or something. So dream big. Why not? Give yourself something to root for all year.
Pillman says now he's even a Ducks fan.
They're a fun team to watch.
Hey, Duke, you're just fired up.
I'm not trying to poke at a vulnerable Oilers fan base right now, because the Oilers have went to back-to-back cup finals. The Ducks haven't been in the playoffs in 7 years. They're not comparable. But when I watch Anaheim play this year, they are a team that is built top to bottom well, right? It is a mix of, yes, some high-end draft picks. That certainly helps move things along. But they have plugged holes with guys like Frank Vetrano, Ryan Strome, Chris Kreider on the back end, bringing in guys like Trouba and Gudas to complement the likes of Zellweger and Jackson Lacombe, Drew Hellison, who came over originally in the Josh Manson trade and kind of plied his trade with San Diego for the last couple of years. He's playing on the top pair with Lacombe every night and eating some pretty heavy minutes. And then you got a really strong goaltender in net. Good, and Peter Mrazek's been good as a backup too. So it's kind of night and day when I watch, because I watch every Oilers game. I watch very nearly every Ducks game. It's very stark.
This one just reeks of upset special tonight, Duke.
Well, I'm going to put some coin on it.
Because you got an American-based team, Schlemmer, with the day off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. You got a Canadian team coming in that isn't playing very well.
I forgot they had Gudas and Trouba on the back end.
And Gudas had missed quite a bit of time earlier this fall, but he's back in the lineup now. And it's kind of nice because you can go back and listen to other things I've said in the past couple of years. Like, I'm not the biggest Radko Gudas fan. I think he brings an element that is very lacking elsewhere around the NHL with the physical play, but doesn't have a ton of puck skills, not a great skater, all those things. Well, the way the team has developed some of their younger guys, he can play a third pairing role now, be a leadership role, step up for teammates, be a tough guy on the back end, and physical, kill penalties.
If you're a left winger and you're thinking I got to go in the corner against Trouba or Gudas all night,
yeah. And Jacob Trouba played unreal this year. He's looking very much like the guy that was so sought after when he wanted out of Winnipeg. He's kind of found a return to form a little bit here in the early going.
Good stuff.
When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, David Schlemko, who is powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for well over 40 years. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select, and we talked about the QR codes. If you like the paper selections slip, it's the same thing. Just go to your local lotto spot retailer. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. We're back to wrap things up on Sports 1440. Also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Cougar Paint and Collision believes in going the extra mile for their clients.
There was one elderly lady having a hard time with her car because it was going to get written off. She needed help from us. And so we went to bat for this kind old lady to save her vehicle with the insurance company. In the end, her vehicle was saved. Those are the kind of things that set Cougar apart from every other place out there. We really do go the extra mile. It's a really cool, fun, and relaxing place to be when you've had kind of a crappy situation happen to you.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I'm obviously going to get the McVeggie, medium fries and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. It's my favorite meal, and it's new. Plus, if I get that, maybe he'll want it too. And then he'll always thank me for introducing him to the McVeggie. I'll be a hero.
So, McVeggie fries and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a McVeggie meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
The basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday mornings from 10 till noon on Sports 1440. From grassroots to NBA to the Olympics, we've got you covered.
Cougar Paint and Collision believes in going the extra mile for their clients.
There was one elderly lady having a hard time with her car because it was going to get written off. She needed help from us. And so we went to bat for this kind old lady to save her vehicle with the insurance company. In the end, her vehicle was saved. Those are the kind of things that set Cougar apart from every other place out there. We really do go the extra mile. It's a really cool, fun, and relaxing place to be when you've had kind of a crappy situation happen to you.
Cougar Paint and Collision, part of the Napa Certified Body Shop program.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
This Friday, 6 p.m. till midnight, don't miss the 71st Annual Kinsman Radio Auction. The Kinsman Club of Camrose invites you to join the fun and support their largest fundraiser of the year. Bid on a huge selection of items donated by generous local businesses. All proceeds will help the Kinsmen serve our community's greatest needs. The Kinsman Radio Auction. For details, find them on Facebook. You can also join the bidding in person this Friday night at the Bailey Theater on Main Street, Camrose. Details on Facebook.
Born from work, built for play. Carhartt's all-new Super Ducks tech jackets are built for hard-working people who can't sacrifice mobility for durability. This ultra-tough gear fights off wind, snow, and cold, while full-swing technology flexes with every move and still packs 3M insulation for maximum warmth. Try your new Carhartt Super Ducks at JobSite Workwear. 3 locations in Edmonton and online at jobsiteworkwear.ca.
ShopSite Workwear, tough different jobs.
Winter snow and ice are nothing to fear when the Lawnmower Hospital's in your corner. Keep pathways clear of snow with the Echo PB770T backpack blower, or go even bigger with the huge PB9010T. Right now, buy select commercial walk-behind BCS sweepers and get the Echo PB9010T for free. The Lawnmower Hospital has pet-safe, plant-safe ice melt too. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Hey, welcome back to the big program, 1046 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440. Duke, I'm just seeing a couple of posts with the Edmonton Oil Kings introducing their teddy bear jerseys. Now, am I correct in saying that both Donovan Paulson and Sam the Record Man, Sam Wilness, down there at the unveiling of these jerseys? Is that correct?
Our own Josh Fenwick reporting that, yes, Donovan was heading down for this esteemed event.
Momentous event.
People look forward to it every year, and rightfully so.
Okay.
And yes, he was taking the intern Sam with him today. Was picking him up here at the.
So that's why I saw
studios.
Sam over there, and I scared him when Schlemmer was coming in at 9:00. He was just sitting at the bar there, and I went up probably 5 feet away, and I just yelled out, "Sam!" And he jumped out of his chair, and like couldn't understand why he didn't see me out of the corner of his eye here. Anyway, Sam the record man, Sam Wellness posting. These jerseys look amazing. They are just oozing with the spirit of Edmonton. So
I like it.
The teddy bear toss game is on December 7th. Apparently there's a lot of what do you call there's like even Donnie Paulson says a lot of Edmonton Easter eggs and landmarks for you to find on these.
Cool.
So those are all the little tiny little.
I'm surprised I haven't got the email because I got the email about the presser, but I haven't got the email with the actual unveiling. I'm gonna have to dig this up on.
I saw the Rad
Twitter
Man
here.
yesterday, Kevin Radomski.
I think he's on with Gregor today.
Is he? Well, when he comes in studio, sometimes he has the tightest t-shirt on. It's winter now. He had this sweater on, Duke. I swear it was like a grade 3 or grade 4 sweater. I don't even know how he could move or breathe in this thing. He was just shredded, chest pumped out, the biceps. And I know he was going for a workout too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great guy, though.
Oh, he's salty.
I golfed with him this year in attorney. He's a beauty.
Yeah, he is salt of the earth. Text 833-401-1440. Bruce in the park. Do Frederick and Pickard get you UPL at a Buffalo? Oh, and well, what else? You would need to give up way more than that. I would know where you're coming from, Bruce, with the numbers. UPL is an interesting case. 2 years ago, his back half of the season was outstanding.
It's incredible.
I picked him to be a Vezina Trophy finalist the following year.
Remember
and he
that,
fell
yeah.
off. Remember that?
Fell off a cliff.
Fell off the map. I mean, his numbers were just bizarro world. He went from 257 goals against average to a 320 the following year. This year, he's been hurt. He's only played 6 games. They've gone with, man, look at the Oiler game. They went with Colton Ellis. Is he expendable in Buffalo? You'd have to give up a lot more than Frederick and Pickard, I can tell you that.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to think of another like 4th liner, maybe fringe 3rd liner that's on an 8-year contract. Like, there's not a lot of teams that are looking to pick that up.
No.
Like 0.
This is a contract that, like, it's up to you, Trent Frederick, and the Oilers management to say, listen, we put faith in you, buddy. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Show us. And hey, he left the game last night, blocked the shot. Who knows if he's even going to be playing on Saturday?
Yes, he's got to give a little bit more, but like, I don't know how much more there is. Like, I just don't think he's an almost $4 million guy.
Yeah. Wow. MTR says that's leadership by Donovan, Donnie P, taking the young intern. I won't say the word that you used, MTR. Yeah, 2 guys down at the unveiling of the jerseys. Good job by the Sports 1440 department. We had the question in or out. You'd rather play tonight, get back at it. So it's a day off anyway today. So tomorrow, battle drill extravaganza. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's probably going to be a compete practice after what you saw. I mean, there's no point in going over systems and going through the X's and O's when you've been playing the way you've been playing. That stuff comes secondary.
Yeah. How does it work then? So it's a 2:00 start on Saturday in Seattle. So you would,
I think they're going to get worked tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Hard. Friday will be more like a morning skate.
More like even an optional, I would bet, because you're not skating obviously on Saturday.
No.
And would you fly earlier to Seattle? It's just one game. You know what I'm saying? Like normally, let's say the game was at 8 at night.
Yeah.
You would practice and maybe go and be there at 4:00 in the afternoon, whatever. Would you try to get in there a little earlier?
I've seen that. I've been on teams that have done that. I would fly like Friday morning and I just have like a light skate when you get to Seattle.
Would you have the skate here first before you go or not?
I mean, as a player, yes, like you would. That would be better, but it'd be less annoying than getting into Seattle and having to go straight to the rink and grab all the gear off the bus. But I think setting you up for success on Saturday, I think that skating in Seattle would be the better way to go.
So after this game, Schlemmer, again, you have 3 days off. Before the game last night, you can say 2 days off, but I mean, they fly back from Florida. You get in probably 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, that's not 2 days off.
Yeah, that is nothing. So you're off, the Sunday and a little bit, right? And then
you get home Sunday morning. Basically, you're in bed at 4 a.m.
4 o'clock,
4 or 5 a.m. So you're sleeping in. You're trying not to sleep in too much, and then it's hard to get to sleep the night before the game last night. It doesn't feel like 2 days off that way. There's no excuse for how they played, but
anyway, so you got today off. You practice tomorrow. Have the mall signing here at night. Head to Seattle on Friday. Then you got the game Saturday at 2 o'clock. Off Sunday, but you'll be home decent time on Saturday night.
And then you got 5 in a row at home, and that's when the time is now. All right.
You got, and it's spread out. You got Minnesota Tuesday, Seattle Thursday, the Jets Saturday night, then Buffalo on the Tuesday, and Detroit here on the Thursday. So it's a checkerboard schedule. There are no back-to-backs except for one back-to-back on the road, the 13th and 14th in Toronto and Montreal.
Really, really good opportunity here to kind of turn the ship here.
I got to correct that. There is a back-to-back at the tail end of the road trip, and this is a stinky one here too. So they play in Minnesota on Saturday, the 20th. Thankfully, it's a road game at 1 o'clock. So it's a road game at 1 o'clock. Then they're home to Vegas on Sunday.
Oh, that is tough. That's a real tough one.
Yeah. What's cooking, Schlemmer, on the weekend? Anything?
It's my daughter's 10th birthday tomorrow, so we'll be doing birthday sellies all weekend.
Bringing in all the the circus animals, the elephants, tigers, the whole bit, eh? The whole Mrs. Doubtfire with the animals in the backyard, and
she's getting a limo, like a party limo bus for a couple hours to go have a little dance party, something like that.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Should be good.
How many kids coming or what?
I think there's 12 or 13. Be a lot of little girls screaming and dancing.
Yeah, and this time, you love the birthdays, and then when you get to our age, you're like, oh, not another birthday, right?
You got that right.
Yeah. Have a good one, Schlemmer. Great show. Good insight. I loved all the stuff with, again, with Knobloch, behind scenes, behind the doors, what we see, what we don't see. So
can be a little different. Have a good week, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Schlemmer. That's David Schlemko, our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision, where family service and pride have earned customer service and trust for decades. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is
Fantasy Frenzy
with
the former Rush F. T-Bird,
Connor Halley, and the Duke of Delburne at 12 o'clock. It's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell till 2. 2 to 6, Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We got Fox Sports all night long, and we'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock with our co-host, Ladislav Schmid. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Your next dinner's ready with Loca Quality Market's gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 chef-prepared meals. Shop local at loca.ca. Thanks, everybody, for listening this morning. Really appreciate all the input. Thanks for all the great texts. It was too many to keep up, honestly, but really appreciate you being a part of the show. We could not do it without you. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 bells. Until then, here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Game slate in the NHL tonight, including the Blackhawks taking on the Wild from Chicago, Avalanche hosting the Sharks, Predators in Detroit, Flames taking on the Lightning from Tampa Bay, Maple Leafs in Columbus, Habs down in Utah, Canucks take on the Ducks from SoCal, Senators in Vegas, and the nightcap, Dallas Stars on their back-to-back taking on the Seattle Kraken. From Lethbridge this evening, game number 2 of the CHL USA Prospects Challenge going. USA taking game 1 last night from Calgary. Puck drop there just after 6 o'clock. And full slate of games in the association as well, including the Raptors looking for a 9th consecutive win when they host the Indiana Pacers. The Detroit Pistons also looking to keep a win streak alive. They're looking for number 14 when they visit the Celtics. Knicks are in Charlotte, and the 17-1, OKC Thunder take on the Timberwolves. Canadian Olympic curling trials continuing from Halifax earlier this morning. Brad Jacobs securing a playoff spot with a win over Matt Dunstone. Epping over Koei McDonald beat Team Cleater, and Mike McEwen's rink defeating Brad Gushu 9-7. Coming up at the top of this hour, women back on the sheets. Black, Cameron, Holman, Anderson, Laws, Skrillick, and Brown versus Sturmey. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brendan.